today we're going to talk about, remember how on my last stream I was talking about how we need to keep it out on November 21st, because that's the deadline for Amber Heard's team. They need to reply by then. Oh, let me mute my music also. Oh, my head be itchy. So November 21st. So today is November 22nd. And what do we have? Well, Amber and her team, they file back. And what are they going to do? Well, they're going to countersue. And in the document, it says, Amber Heard demands trial by jury. It's so funny because when I see that phrase, I always think about Game of Thrones and like, you know, trial by, what is it called again? When it's trial by combat or something. I don't know. I just honestly just like thought of Game of Thrones and like all that crazy shit. Also, I shouldn't talk about Game of Thrones. Every time I talk about it, I get triggered by how it ended. But anyways, I hope I didn't trigger you guys as well, because sometimes Game of Thrones is the trigger for some people. Let's not talk about that TV show. So we have some court documents. I'm going to refer to the new document. And then because the new document refers to the old document, I'm going to go back and forth between the two documents just so we have like a whole idea of everything that's going on. But yeah, she's countersuing. And if you guys are not privy to what we're talking about right now, I'm just going to do a quick, very vague recap. It's not going to be nuanced or anything. So essentially, after the verdict came out, 3 were in favor of Johnny Depp. However, there was 1 favor in Amber Heard. Amber Heard expected her insurance companies that she had, you know, signed a policy with, New York Marine, and the other one's called, what's the other one called again? New York Marine and Travelers Insurance? Is that what it's called? I think it's called Travelers Insurance. I think it's called Travelers Insurance. So she expected New York Marine, Travelers Insurance to pay for her legal fees and everything. And, you know, she was ordered to pay like $10 million to Johnny Depp. So one of the insurance companies, you know, they're paying up. But however, New York Marine's like, well, why are we expected to pay this? You know, New York Marine was like, you hired us, yes. You sent a policy with us, yes. But however, one of our, I think it was like a contingency that they had was that you have to use our lawyer that we picked out. So they picked out Cameron McAvoy to, you know, help represent the trial. But for some reason, Amber Heard and her team, I think Elaine Bredehoff was hired instead. They were allegedly sabotaging Cameron McAvoy from helping the trial, which I don't really understand why, because like, you know, the more help you have, the better, right? I don't know, or like different perspectives or something. So I don't know what's really going on with there, but hopefully with more that unfolds with this lawsuit, we'll find out more information and maybe get some like emails and like, oh man, I love getting the emails, especially the Elaine Bredehoff emails. But anyway, so where was I? I'm sorry. I get a little too excited when I talk about Elaine Bredehoff sometimes. So New York Marine was like, you know what? Like, we don't want to help pay for this because you didn't use our lawyer. And why should we have to? So the other insurance company, I believe Travelers, sued Marine saying, oh, you should help pay for the bill. And then New York Marine like countersued. And I think New York Marine also decided to sue Amber Heard as well. And then now Amber Heard is suing the insurance company, and it's just a whole goddamn mess. Okay, it's just people suing each other and companies and all that stuff. And there was a very funny thing that happened a couple weeks ago. I was on vacation in Thailand when I saw thumbnails on YouTube saying, oh, Amber Heard is homeless. Amber Heard is homeless. Oh, she can't be sued because she's homeless now. And so, you know, this is part of that lawsuit as well, where Amber Heard said that like, oh, you know, when this was filed, I actually wasn't a resident of the, you know, of California. I was living abroad elsewhere, which a lot of people thought it was really funny because people were like, well, so does that mean that like if I decide to vacation somewhere for long term, that means I'm not a resident of, you know, where I'm paying my taxes? But anyways, we talked about that last week. So let's get into the court documents. But if you guys have any questions, throw them in. I know sometimes when I try to recap things get a little bit messy. It's really messy because there's a lot of different parties involved and it's nuanced. You know, I'm trying to be as brief as I can with everything. But yeah, I hope that answered any questions if you guys didn't know what was going on. Turn on the mic, Elaine. Wonder how things would have turned out had Amber used those lawyers instead of Elaine. You know, Elaine. I would say she made a mistake with the Amica Arnica thing, and that's just like a human mistake. You know, I can side with her. I can not side with her, but I can empathize with her about making a mistake like that. You know, but however, when she made that mistake, that was when the meme started. Okay, if you guys remember, the meme started when she made the Amica Arnica mistake, and then it led to I'm sorry. It was the Amica Arnica, and then during the same time, she brought up the concealer palette thing. And the meme started when the beauty company was like, excuse me, that beauty palette hasn't been out. It wasn't out when the whole thing happened, as you alleged it has. It's only been out for a couple of years. It wasn't created when Amber Heard was with Johnny Depp. And so I remember that blew up on Snapchat, and then, not Snapchat, Snapchat. That blew up on TikTok. And from then on, it just kind of went downhill for Team Amber Heard. So was it Elaine's fault? Just some honest mistakes, I would say. But here's where she really dropped the ball, in my opinion. She dropped the ball when she was supposed to. So after Camille Vasquez had, I want to say interrogate, but not interrogate. But after Camille Vasquez had, questioned Amber Heard, it was supposed to be Elaine's turn to make Amber Heard look good. And I thought Elaine was going to come out and I thought she was going to shine, but no, she dropped the ball. Anytime when she tried to ask a question, Camille Vasquez would interject and Amber Heard would just be sitting there like trying to answer a question. I can't answer it because Camille Vasquez just interjects. And it was just really horrible. It was very, I don't know. I thought that, maybe Elaine would have something up her sleeves, but Elaine became flustered and she started doing the what if any, and then Judge Penny got annoyed with her. And to the point where after Amber Heard's horrible performance, when getting questioned by Camille, it got even more horrible because she couldn't even say her side of the story when her own lawyer was supposed to, ask her questions and stuff. So it was a shit show. And I think that's where it really, 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 really went downhill. And Elaine definitely dropped the ball on that. Had she known how to ask questions in a better way and not rely on the what if any method, she could have done a lot better, right? Hi, Schindlers. How are you doing today? Yeah, and then Spicy Draco. Yeah, that was pretty bad for me. Anyways, oh my God, I could talk about Elaine all day. Next thing that we got going on. Let's talk about the court documents, though. So now we have the Amber Heard and her team. They responded by the deadline time. I can switch on over here. All right, is this the one? So I'm going to switch back and forth between the original. Is this it? Yeah, I'm going to switch back and forth between these two documents, okay? So what we got here? Let's do a little bit of a zoomy in, and I'm going to put my glasses on. I think she got memed when she frustrated from all the objections from Camille. Yeah, she got very, very frustrated, very flustered. And remember how a lot of people pointed out that even Amber Heard, she couldn't even contain herself because she was frustrated as well. And she just like zoomed out of the courtroom. She just like stomped away like a fucking kid. Oh man, dude, ever since I came back from Thailand, my skin has been super, super, super dried. I'm dying. I need to go back to a humid area, man. My skin is just like everything's just been sucked out of me. AH is traveling on a U.S. passport. I'm pretty sure that gives U.S. jurisdiction. She's like an irrational toddler. I'm also very curious. I don't know. They must really are just trying to pull anything they can to, I don't know, prevent her from, I don't know. I just feel like there's been a lot of weird legal things that her and her team are just pulling where it's just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, who's thought of this? And who actually thought of executing this? I don't know. All right, here's what we got. Plaintiff, New York Marine and General Insurance Company, alleges as follow. Wait, is this the right document? Hold on a second. Hold on. No, it's not the right document. Nope, this is something else. New York Marine issued. Oh, sorry. I have it mixed up. These two then. Huh? Is this the same one? Hold on a second. Whoops. This one? Oh, here it is. Okay, I found it. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. So this is the one that they filed yesterday. All right. Defendant Amber Heard hereby answers the first amended complaint of plaintiff New York Marine and General Insurance Company as follows. Let me do the zoom in. Sorry about that, y'all. Got the zoom ins here. And then when I pivot to this one, let me zoom this one in as well, because we're going to have to switch back and forth. Okay, here's what we got. Jurisdiction and venue. 1. Answering paragraph 1, Ms. Heard admits the allegation in this paragraph. You know, even though this is just like small stuff right here, it's so good to just see this in writing though. Because like you never really hear Amber Heard admit to anything that she was accused of. She was always just deflecting or just saying like, no, that's not true. So I don't know. It's just kind of nice to see this in writing, although it's not admitting to what we want them to admit. It's just kind of nice to just see them write that. However, let's refer to paragraph 1, okay? So paragraph 1, it says U.S. District Court, the United States District Court for the Central District of California has original jurisdiction over this case because of the amount of controversy exceeds 75,000, and this matter involves citizens of different state. The court is authorized to grant declaratory judgment under declaratory judgment, blah, 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 pursuant to blah, 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 blah. All right, so she admits the allegation of that one. Number 2, answering paragraph 2, Ms. Heard admits the New York Marine purports to seek a judicial determination as alleged in the paragraph. Let's go to paragraph 2. In this action, New York Marine seeks a judicial determination of the respective rights of the party on the insurance policy issued to Under the Black Sky, which included Amber Heard as the name insured with respect to Heard's defense and indemnity in the underlying lawsuit. All right. Number 3, answering paragraph 3, Ms. Heard admits that New York Marine asserts that its claims are authorized by except as expressly admitted. Ms. Heard states that this paragraph contains only legal conclusions to which no response is required. Okay. Plaintiff claims for declaratory relief are authorized by Number 4, answering paragraph 4, Ms. Heard does not dispute the venue may be proper at the Central District of California and that she's resided in California. She has resided in California. Except as expressly admitted, Ms. Heard denies the allegation in this paragraph. So in paragraph 4, venue is proper because Heard resides in Central District of California. So, you know, remember, guys, she sold her house in Yucca Valley and now she is a resident of somewhere in Spain. 5, answering paragraph 5. Hi, Raven Angel. How are you doing today? Hello, Tim. How's it going? Yeah, same here, Nesty. Dry as F lately. Oh. Number 5, answering paragraph 5, Ms. Heard admits that New York Marine policy number, very long number, was delivered in this district with a mailing address in this district, and that the name insured listed in the policies under the Black Sky Incorporated as per name insured extension schedule. Except as expressly admitted, Ms. Heard denies the allegations in this paragraph. So number 5, venue is proper because substantial part of the events giving rise. So this is talking about the venue of where they're going to have the court trials and proceedings. Number 6, the parties. Answering paragraph 6, Ms. Heard lacks sufficient information to admit or deny the allegation of this paragraph and therefore denies them. Plaintiff New York Marine is a corporation organized under the laws of New York State, State of New York, with the principal place of business in New York City within the State of New York. 7, answering paragraph 7, Ms. Heard admits that she is a natural person and was domiciled in California at the time of filing. Except it is expressly admitted, Ms. Heard denies the allegations in this paragraph. Heard is an old times therein mentioned was an individual who is a citizen and resident of California. I don't know, this whole like California thing, I don't live here anymore, it's a little bit silly. Okay, let's keep going. Number 8. Oh, here you go. Factual allegations, the insurance policy. 8. New York. Oh, sorry. Back here. Answering paragraph 8, Ms. Heard admits the New York Marine issued the policy. The name insured is under the Black Sky as per insured, which scheduled includes Ms. Heard as a name insured. The policy is the policy period of July 18 to July 18, 2019. Isn't that kind of interesting that she took out an insurance policy during this timeline? So remember, the Washington Post op-ed wasn't published until December of 2018. Now, do you guys remember when they started the email exchange of like, you know, hey, let's do a little thing for Amber Heard. Let's find like, you know, somewhere to publish it, either New York Times or Vogue magazine or sorry, no, not New York Times, Washington Post, Vogue magazine. So it's really interesting that she decided to take a policy out during July 18, 2018. It's as if she was riding on the high of being known as a domestic violence victim. And she had some other things up in her sleeve and she knew that she was going to get in trouble for. It's just so interesting. Look at this time period. It's a 1-year time period, not like, you know, a 10-year, 5-year. It's 1 effing year. So like, I think the email exchanges started in, was it like November or something? But her and her team must have already been plotting way before that. Hi, Spot On. How are you doing today? As long as she's still on the plan and no one can live peacefully, Leon needs to step up and leave her into his face. I don't know the allegations, so I deny them. Lame. Yeah, I thought it was a very interesting paragraph as well. Elaine has obviously had plastic surgery done, so she has taken arnica cream several times. She made the policy for posting op-ed, not planned at all. ... Hi, E. How are you doing today? Thank you. She's 12. Double osteotomy while having old rods taken out, replaced with new ones with both femurs. Oh my goodness. She was on the opportunity for several hours. Was the biggest one yet? Wait, who? Oh, your daughter did. Oh my gosh. I hope she has a speedy recovery. Well, oh my gosh, that sounds really painful. Did she hurt herself or did something happen? Premeditated who advised her back then. I mean, we got to remember, it was probably, what was the name of her lawyer that helped with the, who must have helped with the op-ed? It was like Eric George, right? Eric George must have been the lawyer that she was consulting with, about would I be okay with publishing this op-ed? And maybe Eric George wasn't really making the best decisions back then. I don't know. That's just conjecture, but that's what I'm thinking. Okay, so July 18 to 2018 to July 18, 2019. And the policy lists and each occurrence limit of 1 million and a personal and advertising limit 1 million any one person or organization and a personal liability limit of 1 million each occurrence. Ms. Heard further admits that Exhibit A to the FAC appears to be true and a correct copy of at least a substantial part, if not all, of the policy with certain information redacted, except as expressly admitted. Ms. Heard denies the allegation in this paragraph. So we're in paragraph 8. Let's see. Will we read the whole thing? Nope. It just basically states the same thing. Okay. Number 9, answering paragraph 9, Ms. Heard admits that the policy contains a coverage part entitled Comprehensive Personal Liability Coverage, and that this coverage part includes the quoted language, except as expressly admitted. Ms. Heard denies the allegations in this paragraph. Let's see. It's the same thing. Personal liability coverage, damages of personal bodily injury, property damage, or personal injury caused by an occurrence to which the coverage applies. Number 10, answering paragraph 10, Ms. Heard admits that the definition of personal injury in the company's comprehensive personal liability coverage contains the quoted language, except as expressly admitted. She denies the allegation in this paragraph. So the policy defines personal injury to mean injury other than bodily injury as arising out of one or more enumerated offenses, including their policy, which includes oral or written publication of material that slanders or libels a person or organization, other forms of defamation, and oral or written publication of material, including other forms of defamation that violates a person's right to policy. So we know why this is why she took out the insurance. The underlying lawsuit. She had osteogenesis imperfecta type 2. So she's had a lot of leg fractures since she was 2 years old. Oh, that sounds so painful. She's doing a little bit better today, slowing down, but the pain isn't bad right now. She's resting. Oh no, I wish her a speedy recovery. Oof, that is tough. What about the damages to Johnny's Egyptian cottage sheets that she shit on? Man, you know that. Oh, I really wish they did a DNA test. Just how funny would it be? You have like Maury come out, do a DNA test, and yes, this shit does belong to Amber Heard. I wish they did a DNA test. That would have been hilarious. But I could understand why Johnny Depp probably felt ridiculous doing a DNA test on a shit. And I don't know, he probably was made to feel crazy for. Think about it. If you had a significant other and you're going to do a DNA test on the shit that was left on your bed, I don't know. I would also feel crazy as well. I'm like, holy shit, this is my fucking reality. This is fucking ridiculous. Hi, James Jamison. How are you doing today? How's it going? Hello. It's hilarious that Amber's doing so much effort to not be responsible for the mess she started, moving to another country even. Yeah, I don't know why, I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. I thought after the lawsuit, I thought she was going to, of course, file her appeals. And then I thought she was just going to, kind of move on with her life, see what happens in trial, and then just raise her daughter, do some Lifetime movies, maybe come back to Hollywood or something. I don't know. But this woman is she ain't going down. She ain't going down. She's still fighting. It's crazy. And the stuff that they're pulling in order to avoid paying and to avoid negative publicity it's actually pretty ridiculous. But number 11, answering paragraph 11, Ms. Heard admits the allegations in this paragraph, which is what? Let's see. March 1, 2019, John C. Depp filed a lawsuit. Okay. Number 12, answering paragraph 12, Ms. Heard admits allegations. Paragraph 12, in underlying action, Depp sought is seeking damages for defamation based on an op-ed written by Heard in December 2018. 13, answering paragraph 13, Heard admits the allegation in this paragraph. Like, it just feels so good just to hear this part right here. You know, when you have someone that's an abuser and they will never admit to anything, it's like, I feel like this is all that we're just going to get. Just this like dinky little words right here that says Ms. Heard admits the allegations. That's all we're going to get from her. Oh, sorry. We're in paragraph 13. On about September 4, 2019, Heard tendered the underlying action to New York Marine. Number 14, paragraph 14, Ms. Heard admits that by the letter dated October 1st, 2019, New York Marine purported to accept her defense of Depp v. Heard, the Depp lawsuit, and reserved certain rights that this letter contained the quoted language, except as expressly admitted, Heard denies allegations. All right, so 14, New York Marine accepted Heard's defense. Underlying action subject to reservation of rights. Specifically, New York Marine advised Heard that New York Marine would provide a legal defense, but that to the extent California law does not permit insured to indemnify the insured, no indemnity can be provided. So again, they were trying to appoint Cameron McAvoy to represent Amber Heard, and I guess they went with Elaine Bredehoff instead, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I don't think Elaine was on it before. I think it was afterwards, I think. We'll see. At the time Heard tendered the underlying action, the law firm Cameron McAvoy PLLC was defending Heard in the underlying action. When New York Marine accepted Heard's defense, New York Marine agreed to continue defense of Heard through the law firm Cameron McAvoy PLLC. 15. She admits the allegation in this paragraph. Number 16, answering paragraph 16, Ms. Heard admits that on or about November 2nd, 2020, Cameron McAvoy withdrew with one of the counsel representing Ms. Heard in the Depp lawsuit, except expressly admitted Ms. Heard denies allegations in this paragraph. Interesting. So they're saying that Cameron McAvoy withdrew. New York Marine is informed and believes on such information, and belief alleges that Heard and her agents instructed other firms defending Heard in the underlying action to not include Cameron McAvoy in Heard's ongoing defense. As a result, on or around November 2nd, 2020, Cameron McAvoy withdrew from the defense of Heard in the underlying action. Oh, man, I can't wait to see some of the emails circulating and stuff like that. Oof, it's going to be fun. I've had an narcissistic abusive ex, so I get how those people are. Yes, they will do anything to protect their fake image. Yes. I become friends with the woman he was dating. We bonded over what a POS he is. He hasn't changed at all. They never do. Yeah, it's just really sad because some people don't believe there's anything wrong with them. It's not until you realize, hey, there's something wrong with you, and then you probably have to go through therapy to really work out everything. But some people are just in effing denial, and they'll never do anything to change. It's really sad because then they end up affecting other people, having more victims, and of course, more people being traumatized. So yeah, F people like that. Hey, Shy, how are you doing today? How's it going? Could Amber be accused of fraud if proven she took out a policy with the intention of defrauding the insurance company? The dates look suspect. Yeah, it's as if she already had it all planned and plotted out. Number 17, the underlying action. Oops, sorry, skipping ahead. 17, paragraph 17. Ms. Heard admits the allegation in this paragraph. The underlying action proceeded to trial beginning April 11, 2022. And then here's another thing too. As a victim, it's really hard to get your abuser to admit the things that you want them to admit. It's better to just move on and probably get therapy and stuff like that. I know a lot of people, they want answers of why certain things happen. They want their abuser to admit, to all the wrongdoings. But, for the most part, it's going to be really hard to get that because abusers, they will tend to kind of deflect. They'll blame you. They'll make excuses, or they'll just say, oh, it never happened. What are you talking about? Your version of stories is incorrect, or it's wrong, or you're lying. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. 17. Did I read 17 already? I did. 18. Paragraph 18. Ms. Heard admits the allegation in this paragraph. On May 27, 2022, the court in the underlying action issued jury instructions to the jury. A true and correct copy of the jury instructions are attached. 19. Ms. Heard admits the jury instructions are the best evidence of their contents, and the July instructions included in the quoted language, except as expressly admitted, she denies the allegations. All right. 20. Answering paragraph 20, Ms. Heard admits the jury instructions are the best evidence. All right. So should we go through this? This just goes through It goes through the jury instructions. So this is the 3 statements that Amber Heard was sued for, and then finding jury instructions. Let's see. I don't think we have to read through this, or we could, I guess. Let's do number 21. As a finding instruction, the court of the underlying action instructed the jury that it shall only return your verdict for Mr. Depp on his claim for defamation if Depp proved by greater weight of evidence that A, Heard made or published a following statement, which is the infamous statement we talked about. The statement was made about Mr. Depp. The statement's false. The statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp. The defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard. Due to the circumstance surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp. 7, Ms. Heard made the statement with actual malice, and Mr. Depp failed to prove any other one of the 7 elements above, then you should find the verdict for Ms. Heard with respect to above statement. So that was part of the jury instruction. 22. Answering paragraph 22, Heard admits that the court in the Depp lawsuit issued additional finding instructions and that these finding instructions are the best evidence of their contents, except as expressly admitted. Ms. Heard denies the allegations. So 22, the court in the underlying action issued a nearly identical finding instruction for each of the 2 statements identified in paragraph 20, which only changed the content of the first element to replace the statement at issue. I want to use the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back. Wow, what perfect timing. I went to the bathroom. My phone is ringing. Johnny was a good man not to do anything about it. I would have thrown her out of the streets with the dirty sheets. He has something. He has nothing in life because of his own choices. Continues to get people to give him good attention. To give him attention, good or bad, or good or bad. The only thing you can do is live your life to the fullest, make yourself happy because your strength is what matters. The abuser would never be happy, but it's their choice. I don't know what sorcery is in your stream, but every time you do that, my phone breaks without fail. What, every time I use the bathroom? What am I supposed to do? Get UTI or something? Corky, do I have an S22 Ultra or the iPhone 14? I have an S22 Ultra. Why? I'm not an iPhone person anymore. Let's see. Who called me? Probably a spam call. How do I get myself off the spam call list? Spam calls are ridiculous. Oh, not a spam call. Oh, there's someone calling me back. Whoopsies. I call you back. I have the S22 Ultra. It rattles for some reason now. No, the Samsung is actually really amazing. I love it. It's amazing. I don't think I'll ever go back unless iPhone comes out with something really cool. But yeah, I really like Samsung. Androids are pretty cool. All right, 23. Where are we at? 23, Heard admits the allegation in this paragraph, which is on June 1st, 2022. The jury in the underlying action returned a verdict in favor of Depp for the defamation based on those 3 statements. 24, Ms. Heard admits a special verdict form in Depp lawsuit is the best evidence of its content. So the jury answered yes to the questions 1A, 2A, 3A in the special verdict form. Heard denies the allegations in this paragraph, which is... Okay, that's the jury responding. 26, answering paragraph 6, Heard admits the allegation in this paragraph. The jury awarded Depp $10 million in compensatory, $5 million punitive damages from Heard. However, the punitive damages were reduced to a statutory cap of $350,000. Here's my question. Do they tell the jury that there's a statutory cap? I feel like they should have. Maybe they don't. Because it's like, what's the point then, right? All right, we got first cause of action. Declaratory relief is a plaintiff duty to indemnify Heard from a judgment order under the policy. So this is Heard demanding New York Marine to pay up. 27, Ms. Heard incorporates by reference her answers to paragraphs 1 through 26 above. 26. All right, we can skip that. 28, answering paragraph 28, Ms. Heard admits the California Insurance Code section 533 contains a quoted language and that the remainder of the paragraph contains only legal contentions to which no response is required. Okay. 29, paragraph 29, Ms. Heard denies the allegations. The jury's factual findings establish that Heard's liability is caused by the willful acts of Heard. As a result, as a matter of California public policy and pursuant to California Insurance Code 533, the policy does not provide coverage for Ms. Heard's liability as reflected in the judgment order entered on June 24, 2022. 30. Answering paragraph 30, Ms. Heard admits that there is a dispute between New York Marine and her regarding New York Marine's duties under the policy. The implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing, and under the law, New York Marine contends that it has no duty to indemnify her as to her June 24, 2022 judgment order, and that she disputes New York Marine's contentions, contending that New York Marine is obligated to perform all its duties and that New York Marine must indemnify her at least to its policy limit for any judgment, settlement, or award against her in the Depp lawsuit. Ms. Heard also contends that because there has not been any final resolution of the Depp lawsuit, there's no present justiciable controversy, and New York Marine claims are not ripe, except as expressly admitted. Ms. Heard denies the allegations in the paragraph. So you're telling me that you made up these false allegations, you went ahead as a domestic victim, domestic violence victim, and then you decided to hire, well, before that, she hired the insurance policy to cover everything because she knew that she was going to get sued. She lost. The court found out that she lied. And then now she's like, well, I expect you to pay for my bills. And then also don't forget that she also didn't use the lawyer that was assigned to her. New York Marine's probably like, what were we thinking? Letting this person sign a policy with them. Like, oh my God, this person is such a mess. So for New York Marine, they said that an actual controversy has arisen now exists between plaintiff on one hand and Heard on the other hand with regards to duties and obligations between plaintiff and Heard under the policy with respect to the judgment order. Plaintiff contends it has no duty to indemnify Heard for the judgment ordered on June 24, 2022. Plaintiff was informed and believes on such information. Belief alleges that Heard disputes plaintiff's contention and asserts that the policy provides indemnity coverage for Heard on the judgment ordered entered on June 24, 2022. Remember, New York Marine doesn't want to pay up because not only did she not use their lawyers, she also was found to defame, because she actually was found to have defamed Johnny Depp with actual malice. And if I remember correctly, the policy doesn't cover that if there's malice involved. Which I'm wondering, how come travel's insurance is covering it? If you did it maliciously, why would your insurance company even want to cover that? What kind of policy was she getting with them? Second cause of action. Declaratory relief as the plaintiff's duty to indemnify. I fucking hate this word. Indemnified Heard for any judgment in the underlying action. 32. Answering paragraph 32. Ms. Heard incorporates by reference her answers to paragraph 1 to 31. Okay. 33. Ms. Heard admits the California Insurance Code 533 contains quoted language, and the remainder of the paragraph contains only legal contention to which no response required. Okay. 34, answering paragraph 34, Ms. Heard denies the allegations in this paragraph. 34 is, as a matter of California public policy pursuant to California Insurance Code 533, the policy does not provide coverage for Heard's liability. Oh, here it is right here. Because California Insurance Code 533 provides that insurer is not liable for a loss caused by the willful act of the insured, but he is not exonerated by the negligence of the insured or of the insured agents or other. The provisions under implied exclusionary clause, which by statute is read to all insurance policies under California law. So that is why they don't want to pay for the legal bills. Willful act. 35. Ms. Heard admits that there was a dispute between New York Marine and her regarding New York Marine's duties under the policy. The implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing, the law, the New York Marine contends that it has no duty to indemnify her for the Depp lawsuit, and that she disputes New York Marine's contentions, contending that New York Marine is obligated to perform all its duties. Okay, we already read this earlier. Number 35. Pretty much the same thing. 36. Answering paragraph 36, Ms. Heard denies that there is any actual and present controversy. Same thing, right? It's like a copy pasta, pretty much. Pretty much a copy pasta. All right. Now we're at the third cause of action. We're almost done, guys. Almost done. Please don't start the Android versus iOS. I know, right? That's like, sometimes I don't even want to answer people what phone I have because, like, does it really matter? Is me using an Android? Does it affect you? No, it doesn't. Shut the fuck up. Does anyone know what happened to Aquaman 2? From what I last remember, I don't know if there's been any updates or anything, but she had her time cut to like 2 minutes or 10 minutes. It's either 2 minutes or 10 minutes. I don't know. They're still keeping her, which is really weird because I'm just like, just recast her. What's the big fucking deal? Why keep her for 2 minutes? Just recast her, just cut her out completely, right? That's what I heard. And then I think Aquaman 2 has been pushed back for a bit, which I feel so bad for Jason Momoa because he's not even involved in any of this mess, but he's just all sucked into it because, you know, one, he's like with Warner Brothers, and then two, like the whole Amber Heard mess. Number 37. Answering paragraph 37, Ms. Heard incorporates by reference her answers to paragraph 1 through 36. Okay, cool. Ms. Heard denies the allegation in this paragraph. Number 38. Because the jury's factual findings regard Heard's liability to Depp required a finding of willful acts by Heard to establish liability, California public policy and California Insurance Code 533 preclude New York Marine from having any obligation to defend Heard in the underlying action. 39. Heard admits that there is an actual controversy between New York Marine. Copy pasta again. I'm not going to read that. Number 40. Actual, let's see what it says. Copy paste as well. I guess I could read towards the end. Is that something new? New York Marine contends it has no obligation to defend her on the ongoing basis for the Depp lawsuit. Okay, read that. Fourth course of action. Let's do 42. Ms. Heard admits the policy's comprehensive personal liability covers the best evidence of its contents, and that this coverage part includes the quoted language. Heard denies the allegation. The comprehensive personal liability coverage part of the policy provides under conditions, duties after loss. Heard must help New York Marine by seeing that the enumerated duties are performed, including helping New York Marine with the conduct of suits and attending hearings and trials. Yeah, I don't know if New York Marine even, since the lawyer dropped out, no one even attended the trial from New York Marine, right? 44. Ms. Heard admits that there is an actual controversy. Copy pasta again, right? This is like a copy pasta. Yep, copy pasta. Another sort of copy pasta. All right, prayer for relief. Answering New York Marine's prayer for relief. Ms. Heard denies that New York Marine is entitled to the relief it requests, to any relief in the lawsuit, and asks the court to deny all the relief requested by New York Marine. Oh man, I wonder, when do we find out when does the judge have to respond to this? Because I think that's it, right? And right now it's in the judge's hand. Affirmative defense. First affirmative defense, failure to state a cause of action. 47. New York Marine is barred from maintaining its First Amendment complaint and each cause of action therein because they failed to state facts sufficient to constitute claims against Heard. Second affirmative defense, no subject matter jurisdiction. New York Marine's first cause of action is not ripe and not justiciable. Justiciable. Oh, that's a really weird word to say. Guys, say it out loud right now with me. Justiciable. Warner should replace her scenes with Al Kitty. Oh, who's Al Kitty? I get to be a mom now full time. Also, Amber Heard, I'm bored. Let's just sue everyone. Back in trial, the director testified her time hadn't been cut. You're talking about when Walter Hamada, this was after the trial, after the verdict. I think after the verdict, it was circulating that like her time had been cut to 2 hours. And then someone said 20 minutes. And then someone said 2 minutes. And then it's back to 20 minutes. I kept going back and forth, back and forth. Like, I don't think really had any like real sources to really confirm. It was just like rumors. But yeah, I know Aquaman 2 has been pushed back, and they apparently didn't promote Aquaman 2 during the Comic-Con convention. Yo! What is that? Is that an old caterpillar? Is that an old caterpillar? Let me see. I don't know why you guys like to hang on. Got this like nasty little caterpillar. It's so cute though. Sorry, Steve. I'll give it to you back soon. We got this Pumbaa toy and you could fit all the bugs in its mouth. It's like really cute. I have like an iPhone 4. Oh hell no. That was a little too old for me. Allocated YouTube channel where the guy edits his cat. Oh, into the movies. Oh, it sounds so cute. Hey Tyler, how are you doing today? No substantial prejudice. New York Marine cannot maintain its fourth cause of action because it cannot establish that it was actually and substantially prejudiced by the unexcused allegation failing Ms. Heard to satisfy condition in the policy. Unclean hands. New York Marine is barred from maintaining its first amended complaint and each cause of action therein because of its unclean hands with respect to the policy. The events upon which causes of actions are based in its conduct. Waiver. By its conduct, representations, and omissions, New York Marine has relinquish and or abandon any claim for relief against Ms. Heard respecting the matters that are subject to the First Amendment complaint. Estoppel. By its conduct, representations, omissions, New York Marine is equitably estopped to assert any claim for relief against Ms. Heard respecting the matters that are subject to the First Amendment complaint. Breach of contract. New York Marine's claims are barred in whole or in part because New York Marine has breached its obligations under policy. Bad faith. New York Marine is barred from any recovery against Ms. Heard by reason of its tortious breaches of the implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing and its bad faith or unreasonable conduct. Stay. To the extent that the issues of facts involved in this action overlap or could implicate issues involving the Depp lawsuit, this action should be stayed pursuant to Montrose Chemical Court v. Superior Court and its progeny. Prayer for relief. Wherefore, Ms. Heard prays for a judgment. 1. Declaring that New York Marine is not entitled to the relief it seeks in the First Amendment complaint or to any relief. 2. Dismissing the First Amendment complaint and all cause of action therein with prejudice. 3. Awarding Ms. Heard the attorney fees that she reasonably incurred and continues to incur in her effort to obtain the benefits due under the policy that New York Marine wrongfully withheld and is withholding in bad faith. 4. Awarding Ms. Heard the cost of suit incurred and granting such other relief as the court may deem equitable, just and or proper. All right, so we're about like halfway there. Jury trial demanded. Defendant Amber Heard hereby demands a trial by jury. Oh, good Lord. Wasting more jury's time. All right, so here's the counterclaim that she's going to, this is what we're talking about. She's countersuing. Counterclaim by AH. Pursuant to blah, blah, blah. Counterclaimant Amber Heard hereby counterclaims against plaintiff and counter defendant New York Marine and General Insurance Company and alleges and follows the nature of the action. Wishing Amber nothing would fail in her legal endeavors. 1. New York Marine sold Ms. Heard an insurance policy in which it promised to defend and identify Ms. Heard against, amongst other things, lawsuits alleging that she defamed others. When Ms. Heard was sued by Johnny Depp for defamation, she timely notified New York Marine and asked New York Marine to defend her. While New York Marine promised to do so, it did not provide the full and capable defense to which Ms. Heard was entitled. It failed to pay for the attorney's fees and costs it was obligated to pay for Ms. Heard's defense. It acted in other ways that prejudiced Ms. Heard and her defense. Did it really prejudice Ms. Heard and her defense, though? I mean, she could have just used their attorneys. Like, why didn't she, right? 2. Enacting the manner described in greater detail below, New York Marine breaches contractual duties, tortiously violated the insurance policy's implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing, and repudiated the duties that it still owes to Ms. Heard. While she pursues her appeal in the lawsuit brought by Mr. Depp, New York Marine's conduct and its coverage positions are contrary to the terms of insurance policy, the law, the facts, insurance industry, custom, and practice. Ms. Heard is entitled to recover damages to compensate her for the injuries that New York Marine has inflicted. Let's just play the blame game. And punitive damages because of New York Marine's tortious bad faith. Jurisdiction and venue. The court has jurisdiction over this counterclaim pursuant to blah, 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 because each claim is related to claims within the court's original jurisdiction that they form part of the same case or controversy. So are they now saying that it has jurisdiction? Before, I thought they were like, it has no jurisdiction because Amber Heard is not a California resident. Number 4. Venue is proper in this district pursuant to 28 because a substantial part of the events or omissions giving rise to the claim occurred in the district, including delivery of policy at issue. Parties. Ms. Heard is an actor. She has appeared in films such as Aquaman and Justice League. Is she really in Justice League? I watched I think I'm halfway through Justice League when I was on the airplane. I don't think I didn't see her. Was she like at the end or something? Who here watched Justice League? Rich people shenanigans? I would never thought there was insurance policy that would cover you if you defame someone. Me neither. I had no idea. Hey, Sam, how are you doing today? Ms. Heard is informed and believes on the basis alleges that New York Marine is a corporation organized and incorporated under the laws of New York State with its principal place of business and in New York. Ms. Heard is informed and believes that on the basis alleges that New York Marine is a sophisticated national insurance company that holds itself out as offering excellent customer service and experienced claims handling team. Ms. Heard is also informed and believes that on the basis alleges that New York Marine is part of a co-action specialty group, and the co-action advertises and makes public statements, including his website, on behalf of New York Marine and to other members, including New York Marine. Ms. Heard is informed and believes, and on that basis alleges, that co-action uses his website to market to insurance products, represent, why are we getting to this? Nature of insurance products, its policy underwriting, its claims handling, and it represents the quality of insurance, service customers of its group, and will receive to do any business with co-action company. Ms. Heard is informed and believes, and on the basis alleges that New York Marine authorized the statements and representation that co-action is made on this website, that these statements and representations are made on behalf of New York Marine. She also, blah, blah, blah. Co-action says things through his website, advertising and statements. It is speaking on behalf on New York Marine. Okay, what are we getting into? Co-action represents to the public and to the customers its co-action values, which it says that its intrinsic beliefs are important in and of themselves. Among others, co-action states follows on its website. Okay. Today, co-action is a full specialty underwriter across 5 major product verticals: property, casualty, and entertainment, executive liability, and multi-line. Co-action's authentic, collaborative, and results-oriented culture is reflected in the focused approach the company takes fulfilling the needs of each individual customer by combining products, analytics, and underwriting capabilities with strong industry knowledge and partnerships to develop real-world solutions. I wonder if this insurance company can countersue, right? I mean, they're already suing each other, but this insurance company can be like, you know what? Because of this lawsuit, Amber Heard, you're making our company look really bad. You're making it seem like we don't actually do our duty and pay it when we need to. So I wonder if she, like, if they lose on any clients, I wonder if they can actually get her to cover for all the damages. If it goes their way. Customer focus. We serve the customer, whether they are a broker, policyholder, or another internal or external customer. It is fundamental to everything we do, and it's a core focus of our decision making. Integrity and respect. We consistently display honesty and consideration for the feelings, wishes, rights, and tradition of others across our undertakings, especially when no one is watching. Yeah, because I wonder how much business are they losing based on this lawsuit. Accountability. We accept responsibility for our own actions, willing to be judged based on performance, requires willingness to be transparent. Okay, we're just like going their website and just reading their company values and everything. Okay, let's just skip over this a little bit. The policy. New York Marine sold insurance policy number, blah, blah, to Ms. Heard for July 18, 2018 to July 18, 2019, under the black sky. The policy contains multiple coverage parts, each of which provides several coverages to Ms. Heard. We kind of read this above already. The policy's commercial general liability coverage form, coverage B, personal and advertising liability, obligated New York Marine to pay for these sums, and Ms. Heard becomes legally to pay his damages for the personal and advertising injury. Commercial general liability coverage form, coverage B. It also obligated New York Marine to defend Ms. Heard against any suits seeking damages for personal or advertising injury. Amber's going to pitch a tent outside of the court. She's way too good at acting. Like she's Pope when she's clearly spent her money and doesn't care about being an adult. Hopefully she can change for a child's sake at least. I don't know. Some people, if they don't think there's anything wrong with them, there's no way in hell they're going to fucking change. Stubbornness. The policy defines a personal and advertising injury to mean injury including consequential bodily injury arising out of one or more following offenses, oral or written publication, any matter of material that slanders or libels a person. The company's comprehensive personal liability coverage obligated New York Marine to pay up to his limit liability for damages if legally liable. La 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 la. Personal injury includes injury arising of one or more offensive oral or written publication of material that slanders or libels a person or organization, including other forms of defamation, or oral or written publication of material, including other forms of defamation that violates a person's right to privacy. The Depp lawsuit. March 2019, Ms. Heard's ex-husband, Johnny Depp, filed a lawsuit against Ms. Heard in Virginia State Court. June 2022, jury in the Depp lawsuit returned a verdict against Ms. Heard for 3 counts of defamation. New York Marine's breach and bad faith conduct. Ms. Heard timely notified New York Marine of the Depp lawsuit It agreed to defend. Unfortunately for Ms. Heard, New York Marine's performance never lived up to his promises. I wonder what evidence are they going to show? Indeed, New York Marine never fully paid for Ms. Heard's defense, leaving Ms. Heard to incur hundreds of thousands of dollars in defense costs not paid by any insurer, withdrew from Ms. Heard's defense, expressly repudiated its duties to defend or indemnify Ms. Heard, and has consistently placed its interests above those of Ms. Heard. So why do they think that they withdrew? What's going to be their excuse for that? Specifically, in October 2019, New York Marine reserved rights to deny coverage on the grounds that Ms. Heard behaved intentionally, thus creating a conflict of interest with Ms. Heard and giving Ms. Heard the right to independent counsel. Hold on a second. Specifically, in October 2019, New York Marine reserved the right to deny coverage on the ground that Ms. Heard behaved intentionally, creating a conflict of interest with Ms. Heard and giving Ms. Heard the right to independent counsel. New York Marine being obligated to pay for the fees and costs of independent counsel. Nonetheless, New York Marine refused to agree to defend Ms. Heard through independent counsel and instead appointed its own counsel. Yeah, I would love to see the evidence for this. Despite requests from Ms. Heard to reconsider, New York Marine persisted in its position, making it impossible for Ms. Heard to fully accept its defense provided by New York Marine without prejudicing, fucking word, without prejudicing her defense in the Depp lawsuit. New York Marine's appointed counsel ultimately withdrew on November 20, 2020. Ms. Heard's informant believes on the basis alleges that New York Marine thereafter agreed to participate in the defense of Ms. Heard by reimbursing Ms. Heard's defending insurer, Travelers Commercial Insurance Company, for some of the amounts that it had paid and was paying towards Ms. Heard's defense in the Depp lawsuit, but has never done so. I wonder if they're just making this shit up with their ass. I want to see the citations and stuff, reference evidence. Thus, at no point has New York Marine fully honored its duty to defend Ms. Heard in the Depp lawsuit. But I feel like they said that they were only going to reimburse and pay for their portion if it wasn't found that she had maliciously defamed Johnny Depp. 22. Once judgment was entered in the Depp lawsuit in accord with the jury's verdict, New York Marine took the position that it needed to not defend or indemnify Ms. Heard, even though the judgment is not final, has been appealed, maybe reversed on appeal. What are your guys' chances of, what do you guys think are the chances that Amber Heard's judgment will be reversed on appeal? I don't know. We looked at the appeal documents. I feel like there wasn't really... Because what were they saying? They were saying that the jury was prejudicial towards her. The jury looked at the news, looked at the media. Judge Penny's fault. First Amendment. What else was there? I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I'm just trying to remember what was her best argument? What was the best argument that they had? Because, I mean, now that we know she's going to go with the First Amendment argument. She's the gal the MC invites in during the middle of the night. She turns into a zombie and attacks him in the morning. I watch a lot of movies Amber's in. She's always the one character you never remember after the film ends. I had to go back and check to see if she was really in Zombieland. Watched a bunch and never saw her. Yeah, I always heard of Amber Heard, but I never knew what movies she was in. It wasn't until the trial where it was just like, oh, she was in Pineapple Express. Oh, I had no idea. Oh, she was in Zombieland? Really? I don't remember her in Zombieland. It was like during the memes where we had to look up on YouTube and find out that she was actually in those movies. I didn't even know she was even in Aquaman and Justice League. Had no idea. The Danish Girl and how much she talked about filming that movie. She's in it for like 5 seconds. Oh man, I love that movie, The Danish Girl. It was so sad. I actually cried at the end. It was so sad. It was a guy who was a junior when they meant to call his dad. Wait, who are we talking about, Ryan? Never be reversed on appeal. Yeah, I'm just like trying to think. What's an argument that they've made so far that could sound plausible? I don't know. I feel like all the arguments are pretty fucking shit. Never really knew she existed before Aquaman. I just thought she's just a shitty actor. I I just figured she was just one of those women that were just like, she got her acting roles because she was like, you know, considered pretty. But I mean, I always thought she was pretty. But yeah, I didn't know fuck all what movies she was in either. Her only Danish girl line is when are you gonna breed me a godchild? She had a couple of lines, but I remember I didn't like her character because it was I don't know if it was like the accent that she was putting on, but the character I just didn't like, and the accent that she was using was very like it seemed too fake. It seemed a little too over the top. Do we even have fuck, I don't know if I can play it on stream because like YouTube's gonna be like, oh my god, copyright. But yeah, if you guys ever check out, just Google like Danish girl with Amber Heard. The accent, I think, is just a little too over the top for me. All right, Miss Heard, where are we now? Okay, Miss Heard, blah, 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 blah. 23. By refusing to provide a defense to which Ms. Heard was and is entitled in the Depp lawsuit, and by wrongfully asserting that Ms. Heard is not entitled to indemnity for any amount that Ms. Heard might be legally obligated to pay in any judgment in or settlement of the Depp lawsuit, New York Marine has wrongfully repudiated and refused to perform his duties to Ms. Heard. In so acting, New York Marine has deprived Ms. Heard of receiving the full benefits that she was promised to which she was entitled under the policy. You hear that, guys? She was deprived. How dare they? First count, breach of contract. 24, Ms. Heard realleges and incorporates by reference paragraphs 1 through 23. 25, New York Marine had and has a duty under the policy, the law, and the insurance industry custom and practice to fully defend Ms. Heard against the Depp lawsuit. New York Marine's duty arose at least the time it received notice of the Depp lawsuit, continues until the Depp lawsuit is finally resolved through all the appeals therein. New York Marine also had, and it has a duty under the policy, the law, the insurance industry custom and practice to promptly conduct a full, thorough investigation, including to all bases that might support Ms. Heard's claims for coverage. New York Marine also had as a duty as much as a consideration to Ms. Heard's interest as it gives its own interest. I think it's just kind of like a rehash. Tortious breach of implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing. She alleges 1 through 23. 30, implied in the policy, it is a covenant that New York Marine will act in good faith and deal fairly with Ms. Heard, would do nothing to interfere with Ms. Heard's right to receive benefits due under the policy, and would give at least the same level of consideration to Ms. Heard's interest as it gives to its own interest. New York Marine also has a duty under the policy, the law, insurance industry custom, practice, and standards to conduct a prompt and thorough investigation, including as to all bases that might support Ms. Heard's claim for coverage, before asserting coverage defense or denying coverage. 31, instead of complying with these duties, New York Marine acted in bad faith by, among other things, A, refusing to fully and properly defend Ms. Heard in the Depp lawsuit and then repudiating its duty to defend, refusing to identify Ms. Heard as policy limit. Sorry, these are just a rehash. I don't think we have to read all of this part right here, do we? Ms. Heard is entitled to recover attorney fees that she has reasonably incurred and continues to incur in her efforts to. God, man, how much debt do you think this woman is in? How much has she spent in like attorney fees? Good Lord, where's she getting this money from? Ms. Heard is also entitled to interest at a maximum legal rate. Ms. Heard is informed and believes, and on the basis alleges that New York Marine, acting through one or more of its officers, directors, and other corporate employees with substantial independent and discretionary authority over a significant aspect of New York Marine's business, perform, authorize, and or ratify the bad faith conduct alleged above. New York Marine's conduct is despicable and has been done with a conscious disregard of Ms. Heard's rights, constituting oppression, fraud, and or malice. Oh, isn't that funny? They're pointing the fingers at New York Marine now, saying that like, oh, you guys are oppressing her. This is fraud. You're acting with malice. New York Marine has engaged in a series of acts designed to deny Ms. Heard the benefits due under the policy. Specifically, New York Marine. I don't know. I think it's just really funny to have Amber Heard and her team call like another despicable, especially with all the shit that Amber has done. But anyways. Specifically, New York Marine, by acting as alleged above in light of information, facts, and relevant law to the contrary, consciously disregard. Someone here? Is that a false alarm? I'm not getting any notifications, guys. False alarm. Force the disregarded Ms. Heard's rights and forced Ms. Heard to incur substantial. Oh, it forced Amber Heard to incur substantial financial losses, thereby inflicting substantial financial damage on Ms. Heard. Did New York Marine force her to incur substantial financial losses, or was it Ms. Heard that forced herself to incur financial losses? New York Marine ignored Ms. Heard's interests and concerns with the requisite intent to endure within the meaning of California Code, blah, blah, blah. Therefore, Ms. Heard is entitled to recover punitive damage from New York Marine in an amount sufficient to punish and to make an example of New York Marine and to deter similar conduct of the future. Okay, I think we're almost done, but I need to use the bathroom. I didn't try to get a UTI. I'm gonna be right back. I don't know if they have a good relationship. I don't think so. I feel like she has something on him or something. I don't know, because I was wondering why he was helping her a little bit, you know? But I mean, right now, I think what's her name again? Eve Barlow. She was having some sort of like Twitter battle with Elon. I don't know. I don't know if they're on good terms. No idea. This is just doesn't make sense to me. In what world can you be found guilty of defaming someone with actual malice and then still expect your insurance company to pay for the bills? I understand for the insurance company to pay for your bills if you were found not guilty, but if you're found fucking guilty, I don't understand what kind of company or insurance policy would even want to cover that. Like it just wouldn't make sense to me. Knowing how bad shit Elon is, I can see Amber having dirt on him for something. Dang. New York Marine forced her to defame Depp. I know, right, Tyler? Damn. Damn. It's all New York Marine's fault. Are you Flash? Just like 50 seconds you took? Good Lord, I would definitely not want to be the Flash. What's going on with Ezra Miller, by the way? Is he still the Flash? Are they still moving forward with this film and movie? Drinking cranberry juice will help. Oh my God. When I get UTI, dude, I get the pure cranberry juice. Pure cranberry juice is nothing like the cocktail cranberry juice. It is so sour. It hurts to drink it. But yeah, I used to buy it from Whole Foods. It would be so expensive. Ugh, it's not good. Not good at all. All right. On this first count, the damages according to proof at the time of the trial plus interest. Oh, sorry. Prayer for relief. So Ms. Heard prays for relief as follows. Damages according to proof at the time of trial plus interest. On second count, for damages according to proof at the time of trial, including reasonable attorney's fees incurred in obtaining the benefit due under the policy plus interest. For punitive damages in the amount to be determined at the time of trial. On both counts, for costs of suits herein and for such other further another and or different relief may as be deemed just and proper in trial by jury. She demands a trial by jury. Now, this is in California. I haven't served on jury duty yet. I haven't been summoned. Kind of interesting if we get this. I live in California. This is in California. Very interesting. All right, let me Google this really quick. Let me see if any other news outlets has picked this up. So far, I only see TMZ and Daily Mail. Let's see. Amber Heard. What y'all got planned for Thanksgiving? Are you guys cooking? You eating? What y'all up to? Oh. Okay, we got radar. What law and crime? Did they report on this yet? Law and crime. Good. All right, let's just read the TMZ then. See what TMZ has to say. Let's see. Actually, hold on. Before we move on with the TMZ article, could we just take a quick little break and go here really quick? What Johnny Depp is up to? He posted a story on his Instagram. Look at Johnny Depp over here. I get so excited when I see him post a story. Johnny! No! I have to log in to view the story! Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oh, let me go into my other Google. Instagram. Lame. Johnny Depp. Oh, is this a fan account? There's an account that says Johnny Depp, Jeff Beck. Is it a real account or is it a fan account? All right, let's try this one real quick. This one? Oh, hello there. Look at the story. I turn the audio on. Oh, actually, hold on. Should I turn on the audio? We might get copyright. Oh, look at him. It looks so good. This man is almost 60 years old. Or is he already 60? I think he's like 58, 59, right? It looks so good. This is his behind the scenes when he was doing the Savage Fenty shoot and stuff. What a cool dude. You're gonna eat some turkey, take a nap, like the Adam Sandler song. This is just another tourney. Just need to add some vodka with the cran. Blah, blah. No, I like quit drinking. I drink a little bit because I like the taste, but for the most part, I quit party drinking. That makes sense. Who's going to jail? Who are you guys talking about? 59? Damn, he's 59 years old. Yeah, he looks great for 59. It looks fucking great. You think I can grow facial hair like that? There's this movie that I am so excited to rewatch. It's on Netflix right now, guys. It's called Chocolat or Chocolat. You guys should watch it. It's so good. Johnny Depp's in it. And oh my God, he plays a pirate, but not like, you know, Jack Sparrow pirate, but like a different type of pirate. He plays like a pirate guy who like lands on shore and he has like a whole crew and everything. You guys need to watch it. The movie's so good. But if you have a sweet tooth and you're trying not to eat sweets right now because you're on like a holiday diet or whatever, which I don't know why you're on a holiday diet, just eat it. But oh my God, it will make you want to eat sweets. Oh, the chocolates in it, the dishes. It looks so good. Oh, yummy. Oh wait, let me switch back to my other Chrome. This one? Nope. Wait, shit. Which one is it? Here it is. White mode. Oh, Ezra's going to jail. Oh, is he? Dude, he's been doing a lot of crazy things, man. I'm like, when are they gonna? Oh, that's what it was. They couldn't find him, or they couldn't find Ezra, right? I'm sorry. Yeah, they couldn't find Ezra. Imagine Amber just broke up with JD like a normal person. She would just be on the tabloid slagging with Elon. Amber, normal person? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Which team am I supporting for the World Cup? Whichever team that you're supporting. Yeah, whichever team that you're supporting. I totally watch sports. Totally. All right, I want to kind of skim through this really quick. I want to see if they mentioned anything that I didn't talk about. Amber Heard says her $1 million insurance policy does, in fact, have to cover her in the trial. She's asking a judge to confirm it. The actress, is she really an actress anymore, though? Is she? The homeless countersued New York Marine and General Insurance Company after they picked the judge to let him off the hook for $1 million liability policy she's taken out to protect her from defamation claims. Arguments based on the fact that a jury found Amber Heard committed willful misconduct in her defamation under California law that says it gives them an out to fulfill the policy. In other words, they believe they're not responsible. A new court docs obtained by TMZ, Amber Heard argues the exact opposite, namely that a New York Marine promised to pay her defense costs and judgments against her up to $1 million no matter what. That's the unconditional deal she claims they struck with her, and she says they never lived up to it. AH says they're trying to wipe their hands clean. They're claiming they're turning their backs on what the agreement, including breach of contract. It just doesn't really make sense. Like, why would insurance companies still want to cover you? Like, what kind of policy? Like, I can't imagine a policy that will still cover your ass, even though you were found guilty of defaming someone, you know? Still, the fact that insurance company pressed the issue now, she's met them on a field and asked the judge to require the insurer to pony up. Is that it? That's it. All right. Is it a corgi? It's a corgi. Oh, he's so When your human gets the right coverage and affordable price. Oh my god, it's so cute. Saudi Arabia soccer fan celebrates World Cup win by firing gun in the air. Oh, is the World Cup over or is it still ongoing? Philip? Goodbye. Goodbye. You're supporting the opposite of whatever you're supporting. Oh, that's a good answer. It's not a fish or anything. He kidnapped a girl and stuff, so I guess we'll see. Yeah, I saw it was a lot of stuff going on. It was something about having, I don't know, like something about child endangerment. Like he was with a woman that had, or sorry, Ezra was with a woman that had like 3 kids in the house. The dad was trying to get the kids out of that environment. And there's one involving another person that the parents, they're saying that was brainwashed by Ezra. And then something about dispute with fans and something about kicked out of a bar in Hawaii, robbery. Like, I don't know. It's a lot of really crazy stuff. It's really sad too, because, although I didn't care for Ezra Miller, I didn't watch The Flash or anything like that, but I really liked Ezra Miller in, they were in, The Perks of Being a Wallflower or something like that with her, oh gosh. Perks, something about Wallflower movie? Wasn't Ezra in that? I really liked that movie. Yeah, Ezra was in it. The Perks of Being a Wallflower with Hermione was in it. I really liked that movie. And then I actually didn't realize that they were in the same movie as Johnny Depp, the Fantastic Beast. I liked them in that movie as well. Emma Watson, yeah, that's the name. I couldn't pull it. I was like, I don't know, Hermione, that's her name. Well, I guess. Well, I think the insurance were written in different states, so maybe Travelers is stuck. Yeah, because I'm wondering, why is Travelers paying for this? What the hell? I mean, honestly, even if she gets the 1 million, is it really going to help her much? Because she has so much other legal battles coming her way. Is it going to help her much? Getting the 1 million from New York Marine, I don't know. She's got way more she got to pay for. It was a decent movie. Yeah, I really liked it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Let's go to Law and Crime. All right, guys. Well, what's new with you guys? Oh, did you guys hear about the crazy case that's going on right now in Idaho? I've been trying to update it because they haven't found the person who was responsible yet. Crazy. I wonder if it's something random or if it was some sort of dispute among, I don't know, maybe friends. Was it someone they knew? Was it just a stranger who just like strolled on by and decided to just do some crazy shit? There has to be something wrong with Ezra. He's been doing so many insane things, and for what? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know their background story. Were they like a child star when they were younger? Because if you say yes to that, then I can see why they're possibly messed up. Oh, I watched this video earlier about Aaron Carter. I didn't realize Aaron Carter passed away. Or maybe I did know and I just forgot. But yeah, it was like really sad because I used to listen to Aaron Carter when I was a kid. Not him directly, but I would always watch like Lizzie McGuire and like he would like sing on there and stuff like that. It's like really sad. I don't know. I hope they do a better job at taking care of child actors and actresses nowadays. It seems like a really fucked up thing to be involved in, you know, having your parents force you to work and be like the moneymaker of the family and stuff like that. Let me scroll down a bit. Did everyone here watch the Brooks parade? So I'm trying to say it in a way where it's not gonna get picked up by YouTube. You guys watch the Brooks parade trial? Apparently he decided to represent himself. He like fired his defense attorney or something. I'm trying to see where all these videos started. Wait, what? Hillary Duff doesn't want Aaron's book to come out? Wait, there's a book? It's allegedly targeted. I think the FBI's got involved. I think I heard about that too. You watched all of it? I haven't seen a single video. People kept asking me to watch it. I'm like, I haven't seen it yet. Oh, it's wild though. The thumbnails are pretty wild. Let's see where it starts. Does it start here? I think it starts around here, right? says he's a sovereign citizen. I think that's where it starts. Because I saw memes about that, calling him like a sovereign moron and shit like that. Seen the Charlie video? I haven't seen the Charlie video yet. You gotta watch it, Corgi. Guarantee you absolutely hate it. I know. I'm like, I've been avoiding it because I just don't want to be stressed out. I don't know. I feel like watching this is just gonna stress me out. I don't know. I don't know. It's so sad because I can't imagine being in the gallery, you know, being a parent, a family member of the victims, or even the victims themselves, because there were at least a good amount of people that survived the attack. I don't know. I feel like it would be so fucking wild. Such a shit show. Traumatic too. Aaron is claiming he lost his V card to Hillary, but she wasn't a virgin. Something like that. Oh. It will stress you out. The victim impact statements were gut wrenching. Yeah, I heard a lot of people teared up. It's so crazy. I don't know. I heard there were some parts where they had to like, I don't know, like did they have to like duct tape his mouth or something, or like I don't know, like mute his mic, chain him to the chair because he was acting crazy and shit. Could check out the highlights. I don't even know where to even start. Should I do Law and Crime or Court TV? And I heard that there are some wild, crazy things too with the other guy who was on trial, the shooter, the school shooter one. Something about like his lawyer was being really unprofessional and like had like the middle finger up or something during trial. I was gonna watch that, but I don't know where I saved the video. They had a whole ass other courtroom to set up to remove him when he got crazy. No mouth gags were necessary. Jeez. Compilation. I'm sure Law and Crime made a compilation, right? Oh, this is really sad. When they went to the school to look at the crime scene, it was so sad. They took the juries through the school and stuff like that. Try to see if I can find a compilation. Oh, I didn't know he had an ex-girlfriend. This one says the wildest moments, 5. I mean, I'm sure there's more than 5 wildest moments, though. Rikita Law. Oh, they're unbanned now? Were they the one that were banned for a little bit? How did they get their account back? Good for them. Kicked out of court to another courtroom. I think Brooks was intentionally trying to do something to disrupt the trial with the hopes that he can get something done on appeal. Rikita's room covered it. Judge Dower was amazing. Is that the judge that was presiding this case? All right, let's just start with, this is the first video that popped up.
Attorneys Anna Keys and Jeremy Perry
Yeah, this
on behalf of Daryl Brooks, who's also present. Good afternoon.
Right, good afternoon. We are here today to address
I'm gonna speed it up a bit.
the motion that was filed by attorneys Perry and
So are these his public defenders right now? Before he fired them?
Keys last week, the motion to withdraw. I do want to make a brief record that I met with the parties, the attorneys only at 12:30 today, just to go over what I would call some scheduling, housekeeping matters related to this case and the motion before the court.
Why did he fire his attorneys?
I don't believe I need to put any of the substance of that on the record unless there is a request from either of the parties. I do not intend to go over any of the substantive issues that are remaining in this case, other than the motion to withdraw. That includes the various filings that the parties have made and any other open issues that we have at this time. I need to first address the issue with Mr. Brooks and the motion to withdraw. I do want to start out with you, Mr. Brooks, and ask you,
Oh,
is
God.
it your desire to represent yourself in this case?
Oh, this is when he fires them.
It is. I would like to proceed in this matter for prior persona, not pro se.
Huh?
Say that last part again.
What you
I
say?
would like to proceed in this matter in pro per, not pro se.
What in chat if you can hear this? Two in chat if you can't hear it. It's a little bit low. I have it on max volume. Can you talk into the microphone, please?
So you're going to have to tell me what you think that means.
It is me exercising my right to defend myself, to represent myself as a sovereign citizen.
I have to download the Google extension. Shit. What's the Google extension called again that makes your volume go higher? Google extension volume booster. Oh, that's what it's called. Volume booster. Chrome. I don't like putting extensions on my thing because when I add extensions, it fucks shit up sometimes. Give me a second. I'm gonna have to volume boost this motherfucker because I can't hear him. They're mumbling. Hi, Activate. How are you doing today? So 2 is the volume is too low, right, guys? Ooh. Volume booster extension. Let's add it up a little bit. Extension. All right, I got it. I got it. Turn this guy down a little bit. Turn this down. And we'll boost it right here. Where do you go to boost the audio? Right here? Nope. Sound booster.
So essentially, this matter today would be me appearing by special appearance.
Is that better?
You have an absolute right to have an attorney represent you. It is protected not only by the Wisconsin Constitution, but the United States Constitution. Do you understand that?
I do understand my rights under the United States Constitution.
How old is this dude?
Hear what I said.
Repeat it.
Do you understand that you have the right to have an attorney represent you, what we call the right to counsel?
Under the 6th Amendment, correct?
Under the 6th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and the Wisconsin Constitution as well. It's a well-established right that a criminal defendant has. Do you understand that?
I'm aware, yes.
Do you also understand that you have the right to represent yourself?
I'm aware of that as well.
I have before me a motion to withdraw by your attorneys with the sole basis that is listed that you want to represent yourself. Is that your understanding as well?
How many days into the trial were we in when he wanted to withdraw his attorneys?
That isn't entirely how the issue came about. I think
He's 40? No way. I thought he was younger.
it's important for that to be on record.
I'm not asking you to divulge attorney
Because of the immaturity, I thought he was younger.
client privileged information. Do you understand that?
So essentially, what's the question?
Well, I want to make sure you understand you have these competing rights. It is recognized in our
One, if
case
the
law
audio is
from the
better.
United
Two,
States
if the audio is
Constitution,
still
the United
low.
States Supreme Court, the Wisconsin Supreme Court, that there are these competing rights: the right to counsel and the right to self-representation, essentially to be your own counsel. Do you understand these competing rights?
I am aware.
Do you understand, sir, that you can't have an attorney and exercise that right and also exercise the right of self-representation?
No, I don't understand that.
So you started off
One or
this
the
hearing
other.
by saying you want to exercise this right to appear in persona today, and act as a sovereign citizen. Sir, my concern here
Why did he want to fire his attorneys? Did he just think he was smarter than them?
today is
You're
there's
watching too many
request from
movies,
your
man.
attorneys to withdraw from this case. Do you understand that's the request before me today?
I'm aware that they filed a motion to withdraw, yes.
And are you aware, let me back up, have you seen that motion, sir, the written motion?
I
Nope.
have seen it.
Did they give you a copy, the paper copy?
I believe it was delivered to me in the jail.
Do you have it in front of you today?
No, I do not.
Madam Clerk, why don't you print off a copy and we'll give it to him? Another copy. Mr. Brooks, can you acknowledge for me that you have a written copy of the motion to withdraw now in front of you?
Yeah, this is a motion to withdraw.
Are you able to read that on your own, sir?
I think the attorneys are like, yes,
Have you
we're
read
free. Because when attorneys, when they represent some of their clients, they get a lot of hate for it, even though they're just doing their job at the end of the day.
As of now, I have read it.
Do you understand what's in that motion?
Narcissist. He thought he would have to control and be able to do whatever he wanted, made a fool of himself through the whole
Yes, I'm aware of
trial.
the motion, yes.
Is there anything about that motion you do not understand? Understand.
I'm aware.
Do you understand what it says, sir? And by asking you,
I'm gonna skip it
do
around a
you
little bit.
wish to represent yourself in this case?
Yeesh.
I do.
Before, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I would like to represent myself pro per.
What does that mean to you, sir? Explain to me that
Again,
request.
Again, because I've already said it on record, to represent myself as a sovereign citizen.
I'm not going to make a determination, sir, whether you're a sovereign citizen or not. It's not relevant to my determination how you characterize who you are, other than you are accused of 77 counts, which I will go through momentarily,
Jeez.
and you have the right to have an attorney represent you. That's your constitutional right. You have two very capable attorneys that have been with you from the beginning. You understand that, right?
No, I do not understand that.
What don't you understand about that, sir?
I don't understand
Why?
there's a reference being made to the capableness of my attorneys. Now, I agree that they have worked tirelessly on a lot of the things in this case. And I credit them with that. I'm appreciative of that.
They're public defenders, are they?
But it also should be said that there's a lot of things that I did not understand about the proceedings in a lot of the court cases. There were things that I didn't understand why there wasn't certain motions filed. There were a lot of things that I did not understand.
Did you talk to your attorneys? Did you ask them why? Did they give you a reason you just didn't understand because of the legality of it?
Kind of led to a lot of issues, but these were issues that were being raised for a number of months. This was not just something that sprung up out of the blue. And I feel that as my attorneys, that it would be essentially their job to make me aware of things that I do not understand.
The guy on his left looks like he's just ready to go.
That's where a lot of the questions come into.
All right, let me get out of here. Let me get home to my family, my kids.
So let me follow that up, sir. If I allow them to withdraw, you lose their legal experience, their specialized training, right? Their education, their work as attorneys. Do you understand that?
No, I did not understand.
So if you are allowed to represent yourself in this case, sir, you will not have attorneys assisting you. If I let them withdraw, they are gone from this case. Do you understand that?
I think I will probably be better served representing myself.
All right. Well, that's a little bit of what we're going to be expecting. Okay. All right. 3 minutes. Let's go.
I'm going to give you a filing that your attorneys submitted dated September 26th of 2022.
Defendant wants to
Really,
represent himself.
Every other filing since that time, there's a number of documents from the state, some of which you may already have. I want you to have this information because it's important for me, in order to honor your request to represent yourself, that you have understandings, and I think this documentation will help. I'll hand it to my clerk, they'll give it to the bailiff, they'll give it to you. No, I'm talking, sir. No, listen, Mr. Brooks, we are done here today. Okay, I cannot make a finding at this point that you have an understanding of what you're charged with, the nature of these proceedings. I am not going to get into a debate about whether you're a sovereign citizen or not, or even whether
I don't think I've ever seen a judge just stand up and do that before.
you have any understanding of how the state is a plaintiff in this case. My sole
Yo, when a judge gets up like that, you know she's fucking serious.
is your motion through your attorneys to consider your request to represent yourself. You have demonstrated through this hearing that you don't have a basic understanding of some of the things that are going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give you time to consider this request, talk with your attorneys more because they still represent you.
So what, when he was in prison, he had access to some law books and he was just like, you know what? F them. I can do this myself. I got this. Disagreement. Okay.
You also have the right to represent yourself and act as your own attorney. Did you hear me just now, sir? There is a line underneath those advisements that says, check this box if you read and understand the above. On the form that I have, the word understand is changed to am informed of.
Oh, it's like really low again.
Yes,
The box is checked. Is that also true?
yes,
Did you check this box?
yes.
The next section of this form,
This video is too low. I can't. I don't know. It's like max. All right, 2 minutes. Let's go.
3 of the 4 doctors all diagnosed Mr. Brooks with a personality disorder.
Oh, what personality
I'm gonna
disorder?
quote at length from one of the reports because I think it's important.
Until he read the books, he just looked at pictures. She knows if he reps himself, he's going to be a loose cannon and make a joke out of it. He was and did. Well, he did understand that if he takes a responsibility, then it doesn't matter that he doesn't understand it later. See, I think he wanted to do this just so he could try later to say he didn't understand what was going on. Yeah, for like the appeal stuff, right? But like, oh, I didn't understand the legal proceedings. The judge shouldn't have let me represent myself. So therefore, mistrial.
Important as I make a determination today that Mr. Brooks is competent to represent himself and waive his right to an attorney.
Quick
I think it
objection.
also, Mr. Brooks, don't interrupt me. It also helps explain some of the interruptions.
That's a rest
and-
of Your Honor.
Not right now. You can ask when I'm done. It also, I believe, helps
Okay.
Oh my
Mr.
God,
Brooks,
what is
let me get through this. It's really important that I make a record and honor your request
I understand that.
to
I don't understand.
to represent
why-
yourself.
I don't understand why.
Mr. Brooks, I'm going to explain the relevance. So
I
just
don't- I
stop
don't
talking and listen to
understand-
me.
I don't understand why something pertaining to a plea that is not standing anymore has relevancy to the decision that's being made right now, months
Stop
after.
talking and listen because you're going to get the answer. Okay?
Okay.
What's his employment history? Do y'all know?
I really don't want to interrupt, but while we are still Mr. Brooks's lawyers of record, I would, and I don't know what Your Honor is about to say and read, but I think you said you were about to quote extensively from the reports. It's my understanding that those are confidential unless there's a phase 2 of the trial. And so I don't know if it could be done by illusion, but when I heard you say you were going to quote from them, it did sort of set off warning bells.
I
in
understand.
terms of that.
I understand, and I'm mindful of that. The reports are not made public until a phase 2 proceeding. That does not limit this court from relying upon the information in them in evaluating his request to represent himself in this case.
Is there a case law about that?
My decision in this case,
Ignored.
to honor the request of Mr. Brooks and grant the motion today, is based upon the entire record and proceedings and file in this case, including matters that are otherwise sealed to the public but available to the parties and the court.
But if you have someone that interrupts the judge so much and they're representing themselves, can they be forced to not represent themselves and just shut the fuck up and just let the lawyers do their thing and they just like sit there? Or is it like once they represent themselves, it's just like you're fucked? Like I guess we'll find out what happens through the rest of the trial. She allows the guy to represent himself. Asks Argues with the judge to act as his own lawyer. Already watched. Basically the same thing. Just trying to find anyone with an orange shirt. Oh. Multiple outbursts. Judge boots Daryl from... Oh, shit. Hold on a second. Oh, fuck. Hold on. I'm skipping through them. Oh. Because I was looking for an orange shirt. Okay. So now that he's representing himself, he's got a suit and he's got a tie. I muted you. Okay. I think this is the next one.
Understands that a lawyer may be
Formed,
appointed if the
I never
defendant
said I
is
understand.
indigent and understands the disadvantages of
Never once said
self-representation.
I understand.
He is voluntarily and freely waiving the
As a
right
matter
to
of
be
fact, I do not
represented by
understand.
counsel and is making a deliberate choice to proceed without counsel. And therefore, the court will grant the motion to withdraw brought by Attorney Perry and Attorney Keyes. And from this point forward, Mr. Brooks will proceed.
He got kicked out like twice and had his microphone muted on a couple occasions.
All right,
He's just
while
someone
our
who's
live
just
trials take their
delusional.
respective lunch breaks, we turn our today for the grand for people in my
For all these witnesses that want to attend to have not heard different stories from different people who were at different places in the parade. I think by now it's somewhat removed from the incident, but the media coverage alone, the reports that have been in the press, some of the witnesses aren't even in campaign ads for elections that are coming up. I think it's pretty logical that a lot of these victims have heard a lot of, if probably not the majority of everybody's story. I do agree with the fact that you make that very clear that it is public. They certainly should have a right to be here. And you also made it clear that there's a live stream available as well. You also made it clear that everybody is not going to be able to fit in the courtroom. No
This
matter
happened
how
on a
close they
live
want it to the
stream?
trial or not. The live stream is available for them. I just think I wouldn't go as far as to say it will be confusing to the jury, but it will be issues, I believe. What if
That clown is a man, baby. He's such a joke. Hello, Kissy. So theoretically, the jury wouldn't know that he was already in jail. During the trial, while the jury was actually there, he didn't wear the prison gear.
some of these witnesses are some of the witnesses that gave statements, and something that comes up in somebody else's testimony might not spark something in them to say, oh, I forgot to say that. And then now that becomes a discussion, which I don't think anybody would not have had a discussion amongst themselves about what they have heard to this point and what they will hear. I'm quite sure there'll be a lot of breaks during the trial. I think it would virtually be impossible for somebody not to have a statement or to make a statement, or for somebody to overhear something that may want to be brought to the attention of the state or victim advocate or something like that, that may find its way into testimony that probably wouldn't have been there from the beginning. So I think I would agree with when they were my attorneys with what they filed.
Well, if you thought that back and forth between the judge and defendant looked tense, Brooks heard another break after the defendant requested certified copies of her oath, and then a third break late morning. Then finally, just after noon, Brooks was removed from court. In my himself and so they should. Well, that's the thing. It seems like a lot of hassle here, Gene. Why did she even grant it in the first place for this to happen?
Well, I think way back, it seems like 3 weeks, but last week when she made the decision that he could represent himself, she showed extreme patience in arriving at that conclusion. She concluded he made a knowing and voluntary decision to represent himself. But Marie, I don't disagree with Marie, but I think the horse has left the barn on doing a competency hearing. She should have done one last week, not after she's made this decision. But at the end of the day, a defendant has a right to represent himself.
Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. He represents himself. Did I watch this one already? I muted you. I think we did. Never heard us back.
With the Secretary of State.
I provided you yesterday
What?
as a courtesy with a copy of my oaths of office. My name is on that as well.
They were not
You
certified.
are
Your Honor.
attempting to disrupt with asking questions like this.
I am not
I
attempting
realize
to
it may very well be related to your claim to be a sovereign citizen and
Claim to be
disputing
sovereign.
the
Claim to be sovereign. That's correct. That's
jurisdiction of
correct.
this
That's
court,
correct.
but these are not questions this court is obligated to
I would like to
answer.
correct the record and say that I am sovereign.
All right, you believe you're sovereign, the record is corrected. So, Mr. Brooks, we're getting really close for you crossing the line.
Really close to crossing
Being
the line.
removed
Your
from
Oh my God. This disruption in the fucking court trial. Holy fucking shit. This is so annoying.
Honor.
interruptions.
I
I
did not
want you
consent to
here.
that, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks, you haven't let me get in at one sentence this morning.
Uh-huh.
It is only, what, it's 8:57. I want you to be here. Certainly my preference is for you to be here to participate fully. But
He was in a documentary in
you do not have
2007
the
in meth
right
addiction.
to
He was addicted to
disrupt
meth.
the proper administration. I demand dignity, order, and decorum. You have been provided with the
He had a
copy of
music
SCR
video. I don't know
Chapter
anything about
62,
this guy.
that lists the responsibilities that
The one in
myself,
Chastity is 40
the
years
attorneys
old.
in this courtroom, the litigants. It even applies, as you can see if you read it, applies to witnesses, jurors, those in attendance. Everyone here has been respectful, other than you, throughout these proceedings.
I object to that respectfully. I have not been disruptive, and I do not see any paperwork that you just described to be in
Mr.
front of
Brooks,
you.
I'm going to continue with a finding right now that you have flagrantly disregarded elementary standards of proper conduct. That conduct will not
Can you take someone's right to represent themselves?
be tolerated. You stating things.
Or if the only way you can get someone to not represent themselves is to do a competency hearing and then find out they're not competent. Is that the only way? Like, can't you just be like, you know what, fuck you. You can't represent yourself.
Change the fact that we've had a dozen or more interruptions by you and by you alone. When you don't like the answer I give, even if that's a response, you continue to ask the same question over and over. You repeat yourself. You show absolutely no respect for the court, for these proceedings. You have demonstrated in the short, not even 30 minutes that we've been on the record, that you will continue to disrupt. I am going to have the jurors brought in. Again, it is my sincere hope that you follow these simple and basic rules, but the next interruption, you will be removed to the next courtroom.
I do not consent to any paperwork that is not based factually in law. I don't give my consent,
We have the jurors here?
and I will not agree to anything.
Not yet, okay.
So again, with that title, I object respectfully. With that title name that is on your card, since you.
Yo, she's taking a sip of the water.
But I've merely asked of Your Honor numerous times at this point.
She's getting her throat ready.
Title name, please direct the prosecutor to answer whether there are any more charges. Can the title name please direct the prosecutor to answer whether there are assessment for the charges
Mr. Brooks,
in her possession?
no one's going to be answering these questions, okay? I'm not requiring the state to do that. I'm advising you to stop asking those questions.
request
It will be
that-
considered an he's interrupted.
I
Take him to the
request
next
the title
courtroom.
name.
I'll make more findings when he is in the courtroom next
do
door,
not agree
and
to
I
a
can
stop, Your Honor.
do that
I
without
do
an
not
interruption.
consent.
My God, what a waste of time.
Currently, you are not muted. All right, Mr. Brooks? All right, you can mute him. Good morning. Is noted. As I indicated earlier, I lost track after about a dozen or so interruptions by Mr. Brooks. He
Oh my God.
continues to ask questions that
He
I
turned into a
couldn't
laptop.
answer. And even though I made a decision not to answer questions, he keeps asking those. From my perspective, they are questions that any sovereign or sovereign citizen tends to ask regarding my name, my oath, jurisdiction.
Tyler says, hey, chat, you might know the answer to this. What was the deal where Brooks kept saying that he didn't want to be called by his name? I missed whatever that was. And we'll
things
get
of
to
that
it.
nature. This court, of course, has authority from the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin, the statutes. I've been duly elected twice now by the citizens of Waukesha County to preside over criminal and other cases in the courts of Waukesha County. I fully am aware that Mr. Brooks, as a sovereign, disputes the validity of that, but from my perspective, they are not issues that need to be debated. He raises these issues really just by simple statements.
Just
of
him
his,
just pacing around.
interruptions
What
of
is
the court.
he doing? Who's he
And
yelling at?
His objection is again once is noted. And because of the disruptions, and based upon the authority in Illinois versus Allen, I also referenced yesterday.
Wait, wait, is he? Who's in the room with him? The bailiff? Who's he yelling at?
It's not at my fingertips. I'll get that for the record. It's the Pennsylvania case that I found to be of persuasive value.
This is when he's already been removed into a different courtroom, right? So they can mute him when they want to.
Where a similar procedure was done. Frankly, what we are providing here in Waukesha County through the use of the technology we have in the courtroom is far superior to what was done in that Pennsylvania case. I have the ability to mute, to unmute. I can see him. He can see the 4 cameras in this courtroom right now. That would be me. It would be the table where I would like him to be seated. That is empty, the prosecution table, and then the witness stand. I am cognizant that the one limitation is the cameras do not pick up the jurors when they sit. There may be, depending on the angle on the witness stand, a few jurors that would get captured. But of course, he cannot at least be given a notepad, a writing utensil. He is advised that should he want to raise a strike for cause of any juror, my procedure
Yo,
is
he
to
is
address that at the end.
fuming.
Certainly, if something comes up before
The
that, he
man-child's
gets
not
to,
getting any
do that.
attention.
Under the law, he can simply write on the pad of paper he has cause, hold it up, and I'll make a determination if I should excuse the jury and then take up that decision. I'm probably not going to do that with frequency. he would need to further not
Gotta write on a notepad and then wave it up to the judge.
only do
Oh
that, but
my
write on a piece of
God.
paper the juror number, the basis for that request before I would require the jurors to be excused to take it up. But that's the procedure that this court will follow, just like I did yesterday.
Okay, do we ever
Yesterday advised
unmute him?
court staff that's in there or another bailiff.
He's still
and that will be
yelling.
provided to me
Oh,
forthwith
Lord,
so
he's
that I
still
can raise
yelling.
any issues of merit.
Okay, all right. We're just in the very beginning of it. Oh Lord. Do we see this one already? This is 1 minute long.
This is ridiculous, man. As soon as I raise the issue, I'm being disruptive. I'm intentionally trying to be disruptive. I'm intentionally doing.
What's a personality disorder that he was diagnosed with? Do y'all know?
I'm intentionally doing that. So I should have just stayed over here, which ain't even legal to do anyway. Can't be present and not present when it should be a motion.
Do we know his background history or anything like that?
This is ridiculous. You're forcing somebody to agree to something that they ain't agree to. Y'all come up with anything y'all can.
Agree to what?
Anything y'all can.
An adult child.
Why I need that in here? You could have left that over there. I'm going back over here anyway.
Just in case.
If I'm right here in front of her face, I don't have no problem hearing it. That's why these.
Oh, the mic. God, this is torture. Okay.
Back on the record, Mr. Brooks, I was able to inquire.
Wait, he's back in?
It would take maybe 15 minutes, but I'd like you to go to your cell to get whatever that list is that you have so that I can adequately advise the jury, potential jurors, about any witnesses who may be called in this case. I don't designate when I say if it's the state or the defendant, but you told me you have that, so I'm going to.
Are we still doing jury selection or where are we at right now?
In the meantime, I'm going to print off the state's witness list
I don't need it.
and give them to the state so that you can cross out any individuals who are already listed in question 89.
We have that already, and we just started doing that.
All right.
This judge has an amazing jaw.
And then what I plan on doing is once I finish with all of the questions and the follow-up of this group, I will.
He's got, like,
bring-
great
and then we'll
facial
discuss if there are any
structure.
additional strikes for cause. Okay. Once I get through that, I'm going to bring in all of the jurors. So I'm going to do an audible. We'll have to. I know the press has been here. You'll probably have to be in one back row together. There is the witness list, and.
I would just, the issue that he's brought up with being deaf in one ear, I'd also ask if he has any questions of yesterday's panel that maybe he's unclear or didn't hear anything, although he didn't.
Wait, he's deaf in one ear?
He was answering questions in the other room without the headphones on. Actually, he was given the headphones. It took him a minute before he even thought to put them on. But just to see also if he has any questions, obviously he's got to follow the Supreme Court rules, but if he.
Given that opportunity, I would note he does not have a headset on here. I can make a further record that previously especially when I went through the waiver of right to an attorney, I realized that was in this courtroom, but he at times would answer,
Did he submit his appeal yet? Oh, God.
hear you, or I heard you. But Mr. Brooks, you're advised that if there are any follow-up questions on anything you didn't understand or you believe you didn't hear, we will have all of the jurors at one point that are remaining from yesterday and today brought in the courtroom. All of them have numbers, and you'll be able to do follow-up that is appropriate. Now, you also mentioned previously when I referenced going back to your cell to get the list. I'm giving you that opportunity. You asked me to do that.
I did not ask you to do that. The question was, where was the list at?
That's true. So you said the list was in your cell. I'm advising you that I will give you the opportunity
I
to
don't
go.
want to do that.
Can I finish? I'm advising you that you
Not gonna let you
are
finish.
being given the opportunity, if you so choose, to go back to your cell to obtain the list of witnesses that you have been working on. Further advising you that if you choose not to do that,
Who does he have for his
you
list of
will have an
witnesses?
opportunity to verbally tell the court
Does he have anyone to testify on his behalf, like character witnesses and things like that?
any additional names to what you've already provided.
Are they going to show up?
Write those down for the court so that either tell me now or write them down so that I can include them in the list of names I'm providing to the jurors.
So how am I supposed to do that without the list in front of me?
The list that you have in your cell?
How am I supposed to do that?
I'm telling you, I'm giving you the opportunity to go get
I'm
that.
not
So,
gonna go do that.
Mr. Brooks, I'm not gonna play games with you. I'm
I'm
giving you an
not gonna-
opportunity.
and I told you
You
that
either
I'm
go to
not
your
gonna do that.
cell and
You
get
said I have the
this or
opportunity
not.
to do that.
Oh, maybe this was before they removed him and put him in a different room.
You said I have the opportunity.
I'm not gonna
going to
demand
do
that you do it, but you have to understand, sir, that if you
I
choose
don't
not to
understand.
do that.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
All right,
I've
Mr.
made
Brooks.
that clear. I don't
You
know how
claim
many
to not
times for the
understand, and
record.
that's been made very
No,
clear
I don't
here, sir.
understand. You're not going to get me to consent to something that I don't consent to or agree to. I do not
All right.
understand. Just
Oh,
like-
this is what he was bitching about.
The court can get this
exactly
information
like I've
from
been
the
telling you
state.
from the beginning.
Okay, he's continuing with his disruptive behavior. It is his choice to do that. Mr. Brooks, you are hereby warned once again, if you continue with that, you will be removed from the courtroom.
He mocked the victims during the impact statement.
I told you that before I even came over here.
Mom, grandma, best friend. And I think if I remember correctly, I saw a headline saying that the mom basically blamed society for how Brooks turned out, right?
Sir, are you requesting to
I
go?
told you that before I even came over here.
Mr. Brooks, are you
That
requesting?
It was pointless for me to come over here. You can smile all you want.
Sir,
I don't take this as a
preference-
joke. I don't take this as a game.
My preference is for you to be
You
here.
expect me to answer all these questions that you have for me, Your Honor, but you have yet to answer one question that I've asked you. You have yet to verify anything.
You can take him back to the other room that has been disrupted.
You haven't even honored my request to make an offer for my.
Bro, this is so fucking wild.
I move this court for a motion to dismiss.
The record should reflect
The record should reflect that.
Holy fucking shit. Oh my god. All right, we just watched that one. Multiple outbursts. How did they get anything done during the trial?
Welcome everyone to Law and Crime Daily. I'm your host, Brian Buckmeyer. A member recognized the name Darrell Brooks. Multiple
The specific relief be requested, that the motion be based on law and fact. I've never gotten anything even close to that from Mr. Brooks. Even if I were to accept an oral motion, which can.
Is that him? Whose door is he knocking on?
Hey, I called an Uber and I'm supposed to be waiting for it over here, but I don't know when it's coming. Can you call it for me, please? I'm homeless.
Oh, hell no. I would not be opening the door for that. Oh, ain't no open the door for no one.
I don't know. It's him.
Wait, he knocked on a stranger's door? Was this after the cops were looking for him?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, God, this audio's not good. Ring doorbell footage shows the suspect getting arrested less than an hour after the attack.
My ID. My ID.
Oh, shit. Oh, snaps. I wonder if the people called the cops on him because they knew who he was. Or did the cops just track him here?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
26, 500 block of Elizabeth, 126.
Bro, that's scary. I don't be opening the doors for strangers, man. What if he was like armed and he was still like unhinged?
Hey, do you know this guy? Absolutely not. No.
Absolutely not. Said absolutely not. Let's see. COVID protocol. All right, he gets pissed. What's up with the COVID protocol? Doesn't wear a mask?
So I'm not arguing it with you,
I
sir,
know, I
one
just
bit.
want you to know that I'm not arguing with you either, but I was right in the middle of finishing what I was saying.
So
Okay.
let me stop you for a minute, Mr. Brooks,
I don't
because
consent to that, Your Honor, because
you don't have to consent,
I
but here we
don't
go. Let
consent or
me,
agree to being cut off.
Yeah, they probably felt bad because I think he yelled that he was a homeless guy, and they were like, "Oh, okay, well, you okay, dude?"
I'm trying
all right, I'm just
provide
going to talk
the court
over
with
him for a
information.
minute. I do not have any other information regarding the COVID-19 protocol, meaning anything specific about you, Mr. Brooks, other than what was put in the inmate communication, which reads, due to just learning I'm on COVID-19 protocol, I respectfully ask for all proceedings to be adjourned at this time, which is why I asked you if there was any other information you wanted to provide me as I consider your request, because the jail has not provided me with any specific information regarding the reason you were placed on protocol, whether you were exposed, whether you are showing symptoms. They cannot provide me with that information absent you giving them permission by signing an applicable authorization to do that. Without that, I have to rely upon you to provide that information to me if you so choose.
That is incorrect because just yesterday you were trying to obtain the witness list that was in my cell. You had no problem whatsoever having the JA come down here to have me verify that they can go in my cell and search for that. So I find it very hard to believe that you can't consult with jail staff for them to tell you what is going on in my situation, where they know that I've just been seen by a nurse that placed me on this protocol for having a loss of taste, fatigue, and I have to wait for the results of my test. And until
Let me guess, does this result come back negative?
then, I am on a protocol which restricts me to my cell. That is very easy information to obtain, and I find it very hard that Your Honor
Because loss of taste, that's something that doesn't happen easily. You're fucking sick if you have loss of taste.
cannot obtain that information, but can obtain a way to communicate with jail staff when there's a witness list involved.
No way. He was originally trying to say there was something wrong with the vehicle, wouldn't stop. Are you fucking serious? Like during his interrogation, he told the cop, "Oh, I didn't mean to kill." Oh, ooh. Do we have access to interrogation video? I actually would love to watch that.
We're talking about someone's health that can affect not just you, but anybody else.
Wait, so during the interrogation, he tried to deny it, blame it on car issues, that he didn't mean to do it.
Not just officers, but also
Due to crappy
health, and we're
food.
talking about safety that has a lot of merit. And frankly, Your Honor, I'm afraid. I'm fully vaccinated, and I've never had COVID. I don't know what I'm looking at here. That was the last thing I was hoping I would be told today, Your Honor. So I'm afraid right now. I'm not feeling well. I don't know what's going on with myself. That's the reason why I put in the sick call slip initially. I had been telling officers for days that I hadn't been feeling well, but I didn't know what it was. But I felt that I had to put in the sick call slip because I was not able to taste anything. That is the reason why I was seen by nurses. That is the reason why the COVID test was administered, and that's why I'm on. I'm not a nurse, Your Honor. I don't know the name of the test. I don't, like I said, I've never had this happen.
Let me clarify that. That was a pretty ambiguous question. So, you reported.
God, she's being so fucking nice
that's
to
what you're
him.
telling me, right?
Correct.
And you're saying some tests were done?
I mean, it's obvious. I mean, why can't it be verified with the nurse?
I have to verify it with you. The nurse will not provide me with this information.
But the jail can, because they control the movement. They control all inmate movement. I can't just go from my cell to a HSU.
Inmate movement is not the issue at the
It's
moment.
not, but I'm saying, how can I tell you?
Damn. Dude, she's trying so hard to just be fucking respectful and shit. Oh my fucking God. How does she deal with this guy for fucking weeks end?
What you're asking me, it doesn't make sense. We all understand that the jail itself controls the movement of the inmates. That's common sense, Your Honor.
I'm not here to talk about
I
inmate
can't
movement
just-
at the
I can't
moment.
just
What I'm
walk to
asking
the
you is,
HSU.
do you believe you were tested for COVID?
I obviously was tested for COVID. I would not be on the protocol if I was not.
Boy, just answer a funny question.
Nasal swab?
It was a nasal swab.
Oh my God. It looks so difficult.
From my understanding, Friday. That's what I was told by the doctors. I would have to be at least on this protocol until the results come back, which he said the earliest would be Friday.
Were you offered a rapid test?
They said they do not do the rapid test.
So you weren't offered a rapid test?
They said they don't do them.
If one can be obtained, are you willing to submit to a rapid test?
I'm not willing to submit to anything right now until we take care of the issues that's at hand. I mean, I've already been placed on the protocol.
Yo, this guy's so fucking difficult.
Vaccinated, Your Honor. I've been fully vaccinated since 2015. I've had people close to me that have had it Germany. I was thinking at
Yo, I bet you he's like a fucking nightmare at customer service, man. Holy shit.
least until I can get the results at bare minimum. I don't think I'm asking something that's
Sir,
impossible for
if
you.
I can make arrangements,
You can choose to be difficult and give someone a hard time, or you can choose to try to come to terms and come to a fucking solution.
have a rapid test brought to you and administered, are you willing to submit to that test?
Not at this time.
Why not?
Not at this time.
Why not?
Because I want to be difficult.
So the test I already took.
But you're telling me
Hey,
you're
Sean.
scared, you're
Yes,
fearful,
I am.
but you don't
very.
want to take a test that might
I
tell you
took,
today?
I took the test that he gave me.
And
if
you're
he
telling me
felt-
that test result will be available
This lady's face right here. She can't believe what's going on. She's like,
to you until at least Friday.
At least Friday, that's what I was
So
told.
tomorrow.
I was told that I would be placed
day
on this
after.
protocol until the results came back. The earliest that the results would be back would be Friday.
So that sounds like, to me, I think that's what they call a PCR test.
I have no idea, Your Honor. I
Okay.
have no idea what it's called. Like
Let
I
me
said,
ask
I've
you-
never had COVID. I don't know the test.
all right, you've already repeated yourself. This is the type of guy who will continually repeating himself until he exhausts the fuck out of you and you just end up giving up. But she can't give up because she's she's a fucking judge.
Can be
Their
what we
fucking
call
job.
rapid tests, or what are called rapid tests.
Oh
that
my
are
God, I feel so
available.
bad for her.
And then there's these other tests which take a few days. It's
All right, so
my
we-
understanding is on the rapid.
I
would
was
work-
like,
How much money did he incur? Oh my God. How much did the state have to pay for this fucking trial? This is just waste of
what's going on?
time.
Is this COVID?
Chatter.
you reporting being
Hi,
sick
Toots.
and symptoms prior to them asking you to test?
Yes, I told multiple officers. I didn't know what it was at first because it started with fatigue, with me feeling very fatigued. And I said, man, I don't know if it's just me being tired, or that's what I initially thought it was. Maybe I'm just.
Oh. So why is he standing like this? Can you sit the fuck down?
Did you report these symptoms to the local authority, even just a correctional officer?
A few days ago, over the weekend is when I started to notice the fatigue. So I was telling officers, man, I don't feel good. I don't know if it's just I'm tired. Usually I don't just jump the gun and say something's wrong, because it may just be, it could be anything. So
When did you report the loss of taste?
I reported the loss of taste last night.
And was it after that they told you they wanted to test you?
No, they didn't tell me till this morning that they wanted to test me.
What other symptoms are you?
I was told this is the test that they do. They was there, 2 officers were there.
Any objection if I talk to any of them to confirm what you're saying?
Absolutely not.
Any objection if I
Oh, no objections. Okay.
need to ask the jail administrator about, or
Surprise.
anyone else at the jail about the protocols and what's available for testing?
Absolutely not.
I mean, because I guess this guy ain't got nothing better to do. If he's not fighting with the judge, if he's not battling out in court, he's going to just be back in his prison cell, just like, not doing shit.
Given any information about whether anyone else in the facility is experiencing COVID right now?
I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know who. I'm in the mental health medical pod as it is.
So no information's been provided.
Natalie
to you?
Lordchick, Emily D. Baker did tremendous coverage of this trial.
Some type of a restriction due to any concern over COVID at this time?
I would never have that information, because like I said, I'm limited in the pod that I'm in.
Okay, all right. So COVID stuff. Oh my God. Why does this person take off their shirt? Daryl Brooks is using a delay tactic.
Your Honor, a couple of things. Number one, we believe this is nothing more than a further delay tactic by Mr. Brooks. I can advise the court as an officer of the court and as an offer of proof that he is.
How could that even?
Opera interrupt you when you were talking?
Well,
Wait, what is this book that he's got right here? Is this like a law book that he took out from the library?
Respectfully object.
You can object. Your objections noted.
What does it
that
say?
You need to let
Can't see. It's
her
blurred.
state what she needs to state. I will give you an opportunity to respond. I'd encourage you to use paper and a pen to write down. That's the rules of decorum in the courtroom, sir.
There's no point even
Generally
lecturing him about
avoid
that. There's no
interrupting
point.
one another, so that number one, the record can be clear, and perhaps most importantly, because that is a sign that we all understand that this is a place of dignity. It is a place of respect. It
Preaching dignity, respect to someone like this isn't going to do shit. It's not going to get to them.
demonstrates that, frankly, a willingness on the participants to for disruption. So I will give you an opportunity to respond, but you need to give Attorney Opper an
All right, what does she say?
Motion hearing. I can advise the court, as an officer of the court, that Mr. Brooks has been saying for the last several weeks in his recorded jail calls to his mother and others that he's going to get this trial delayed or adjourned or pushed back.
Oh, do we have the phone calls? Do we have access to that?
This behavior, again, on the 11th hour is 100% consistent with that. I believe that if the court wanted more information from
Oh, this man is definitely going to appeal. I just want to know what his reasons are going to be.
jail administrator, she is present and could provide that information. I believe Mr. Brooks has waived any HIPAA privacy rights he may have in that regard and indicated that to the
Huh? Gets kicked out?
jail cell.
Yes, ma'am, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay.
Is
he still
able?
able-
That, Your Honor. I'm not allowed
Sir,
to
her
keep.
answer stands. There's no question to which to
I
object.
object to that. There is.
Who's on the stand right now?
You can't testify at the moment. If you want to provide further information after she is done testifying, I will give you that opportunity. Your
will she be
objection
able to-
is
Will
overruled.
she be able to stay right there so I can ask the question?
It's not your time yet. You have to wait. So
My
this is
God.
the final warning. Okay, I've given you a lot of leeway today.
You have not, Your Honor. You haven't. No.
I
you
am
haven't.
turning to Attorney Opper. It is her opportunity, her turn to ask this witness a question.
And it is my right to be able to object, just like she objected
And-
when I was asking
Right,
questions.
and when the court rules on an objection, usually the party.
This is so sad. She basically has to teach him how to be a lawyer 101 because he didn't actually go to fucking law school, doesn't know shit about actual law. And here she is having to teach him even etiquette.
Object stays silent.
What a waste of time.
I rule on the objection. The parties don't debate the ruling. It's noted for appeal. and then we move on.
Then I would like to put you on notice that I will be appealing that judicial decision that you are making.
Next question, Attorney Opper.
The judicial determination.
Ms.
that you
Vollenhoff,
are making.
while on COVID protocol, does Mr. Brooks have access to the tablets in his jail cell?
Yes, ma'am.
And
Is
that
this the
tablet
nurse?
has legal materials available for him to access if he so chooses. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And while he is on COVID protocol, does he have access to the conference room, which also contains a computer with further legal materials?
Yes, ma'am.
And nothing about the protocol would restrict his access to any of those materials. Is that correct?
Correct, ma'am.
And you've
I
indicated
I object to that respectfully, Your Honor.
So an objection goes to whether there's lots of rules of evidence that apply. But if you're objecting to her answer, that's a different thing. You can argue the meaning of that.
Question.
Okay, the objection, but then you have to say objection before she answers. You objected
didn't
after
answer.
she
She didn't
answered.
answer the last
The
question.
objection is noted. It's overruled. Her answer may stand. Next question.
Ms. Wollenhoff, you're aware that there has been digital discovery made available to Mr. Brooks for him to view in the Waukesha County Jail,
I
correct?
respectfully object to that.
Overruled. She may answer. Correct.
He would view that digital discovery on the computer in the conference room in his pod,
I
correct?
respectfully object to that.
Is he gonna just object to every fucking question?
And
So you're gonna overrule everything, Your Honor?
All right, Mr. Brooks, you have got to stop. It's fine if you object. I will rule on it as I deem appropriate under the rules of evidence, which, by the way, I provided a copy for you. See that big book over there? It has
Oh, she provided the book for him. Oh my God.
it has the traffic code. It has the rules of evidence. Well,
He didn't even bring it himself. She brought it for him. This is too much babying. Oh my God, fuck this guy.
behind the microphone, and it's there. I provided it to you as a courtesy so that you have that available to you.
Anything to me.
Right, I'm
Something
directing the
that-
bailiffs to
something
remove
that
him to
they
the
have-
other courtroom.
something
I've
that-
provided
Bye.
ample opportunity for Mr.
I've
Brooks
never
to
Bye.
when we reported.
Take him. Take him. Take him. See ya. All right, now he's got this blue piece of paper here.
Decision making and
Oh
my
my
findings
God.
on the record. But his behavior started very early on. I gave him ample opportunity to abide by the rules of decorum. I gave him ample warning before he was removed. This court, frankly, has no other option at this point other than to put him in the other courtroom so that I can continue with this very important hearing, a hearing at which he has
Jeez.
requested an adjournment of the proceedings.
Does he just leave it up during the entire time?
With that, I will turn back to Attorney Opper. I am going to unmute Mr. Brooks.
Oh,
But
God.
also advise him that if he interrupts today,
God.
say
They're gonna
I
have to
will
beat him.
select a very short some honor then is will be provided to Don. I do expect his to select the
You testified that you're aware there is a thumb drive available for Mr. Brooks' use that is maintained in his pod, and all he has to do is ask for it, correct?
correct, ma'am.
And that in order for him to view the contents of the thumb drive, he'd have to use the computer in the conference room, correct?
Correct, ma'am.
And that is available to Mr. Brooks upon his request, correct?
Correct, ma'am.
And nothing
Hold on
about
a second. Mr. Brooks, the basis for your objection at this time?
That is relevant to why I'm asking for adjournment. I was not asking for adjournment based on being able to utilize the conference room for a tablet.
Your objection is noted. It's overruled. Her answers may stand. Next, you may continue, Attorney Opper, with your next question.
the nothing about this protocol then would limit his access to any of his discovery materials, correct, ma'am?
Objection.
Overruled. She may answer. Correct, ma'am.
And he would have access to the telephone if he wants it.
Objection.
Overruled. She may answer. Yes, ma'am.
And there would be nothing that would restrict his ability to come to court each day.
Objection.
Overruled. Correct, ma'am.
And when he comes to court each day, he has the ability to bring whatever discovery materials with him that he wants. Is that correct?
Objection.
Overruled. Correct, ma'am.
And in fact, there's a card available for him to do that if he so requests.
Objection.
Overruled. That is correct, ma'am. Correct.
Dude, it's so fucking crazy that they have to entertain his fucking antics, because if they do anything wrong, when he files for appeal, they want to make sure they don't give him any grounds to file for appeal and make sure that like the appeal gets approved.
Service would transport it, but yes, there's a card available.
Sure. Mr. Brooks had told this court earlier that he started feeling not well. I believe
No,
it was
Ryan, I didn't see that.
weekend. And is there any notice to any correctional officer or jail supervisor that you're aware of that Mr. Brooks reported that to them?
Objection.
Overruled. I have not reviewed the jail medical record. This came to my attention shortly before the lunch hour.
Okay, I guess maybe I'm asking a question I don't know the answer to. If he were to say to one of the officers or lieutenant,
Hold on a second. Was that an objection? Or just a comment under your breath? Objection's noted. It's overruled.
if he were to complain of illness to a correctional officer or
Oh, look at this guy over here laughing. Oh man, I feel so bad for her too, because like this also disrupts her questioning, and it probably throws her off a little bit too, having to be fucking interrupted every fucking time. Motion to delay trial. Okay. Why? Because he's not prepped?
Your Honor, may I say something for the record?
You may briefly respond. Go ahead.
All right, who wants to delay trial?
If all parties will recall, one of the detectives that is sitting right behind the prosecutor's desk right now, Detective Casey, just went through something similar with COVID and was not present for a couple of hearings. I don't know how long his protocol was. I can't speak to that situation. It's not my business, frankly. But he wasn't present in the courtroom, and I think that has relevancy due to probably him feeling the same way, not wanting to infect anyone else or put anyone else at risk. I don't see where there's any difference in my situation. Also, very briefly, for the record, I was able to make a phone call. Phone call attempts, because they were attempts, this morning after I came from getting the test, because I raised the issue. I said, since I know that I'm going on this protocol and I'm already out of my cell, can I take this opportunity to try to notify my family what's going on? That's why there were so many attempts, because I wasn't able to reach my mother, who pretty much has access to my kids if I need to get some information to my children.
Wait a second, he has kids? Oh my god. How old are his kids?
She's the one that is in charge of all that. I just wanted to state that for the record.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. Well, the court has heard from Mr. Brooks. The court has heard from the jail administrator. The DA has provided some additional information as officer of the court. Let me address Mr. Brooks' motion to adjourn. He filed an inmate communication form.
Shouldn't the DA lock down the record? No way he gets an appeal.
Earlier today, raising
instead of what, Elaine?
he is on a protocol. He is not tested positive. He provided information today that he is fully vaccinated, that he'd been telling officers.
Yeah, great. I feel so bad for his kids.
We do not have test
17,
results
15,
today.
and 7.
He was offered a rapid test and refused.
Oh my god.
Reports symptoms of fatigue and that he can't taste. He also indicated it was a few days ago over the weekend.
Was he present in the household? 6 months?
Symptoms. Now, during his time here,
Was it with his ex-girlfriend?
Mr. Brooks, despite the disruptions, has been very clear, coherent. He has asked questions. He's made objections. I know he might not like the word argument, but that's a word that we use in the adversarial system when the court asks the parties for their positions on certain issues. We call it to understand what the court's either questions that the court was posing to him or information the court was providing to him. He clearly was able to, Mr. Brooks, please don't interrupt me or I will mute you. He was able to follow the questioning and answering process with the one witness who is here today.
Oh, he does not support.
I appreciate that he clarified that he was not making this request due to trial prep or access to material issues, that it was really related to his health and safety concerns. At this point, there's insufficient information on the record to find that his concerns are anything more than speculative. And given my observations here in court today, he is very able to assist in his own defense. He's able to present arguments, etc. I've already noted. We are able to accommodate the health. It was not. All right, you're interrupting me. I'm going to mute you. So that is my record here. Today, I agree with the state's assessment. This is nothing more than a delay tactic.
Nice. Denied. What we got next? Will you go put on a suit, please? Go shirtless after tantrum. Good Lord. I definitely saw this thumbnail.
All right, we are back on the record. Appearances are as they were before. I need to make a record that at 8:42 a.m. this court ordered Mr. Brooks be removed from the courtroom due to repeated interruptions and disruption.
Why did he take off his shirt?
This, of course, comes on the recent history with Mr. Brooks. On every day that we have been in court since Monday, he has shown a complete and utter disrespect for the simple rules of civility. He has been removed from the courtroom multiple times. This morning alone, he started interrupting this court.
What is he doing? What's he like shuffling around like that? Like a fucking kid.
Calling the case. I should also make a record at the moment
he was in jail for non-payments of child.
The way that he
Ford?
was removed from the
Also
courtroom
Ford?
and his conduct since.
That doesn't surprise me.
I have been given just a bit of information about it. I will advise everyone that I have required that the Sheriff's Department file a written report with the court regarding Mr. Brooks's conduct. I'm told that he would not sit down while in this courtroom in order to have the shackles removed so that he could be taken to the other courtroom, that he was resisting, that at one point he took off a shoe and it appeared to the deputies that he was going to throw the shoe. You can see that he is seated with his back to the court or to the camera. He took his shirt off as well. I'm also told that he is threatening to throw and break items. I want to give him headphones since he has claimed in the past to be hard of hearing in one ear, but given his statement that he would throw and break things, unless he can pledge to this court that he will not do that, I'm not going to provide that information. I will advise that the audio in that courtroom should be turned up.
Bro, I want to know his employment history. How many jobs have he had? What kind of jobs was he holding? How many jobs he was fired from?
Accordingly, so that it is louder than it has been. I've also been advised that the audio and visual equipment is working in that courtroom. The deputies that are in there can see
Oh,
and hear,
Ryan.
the court through the Polycom system.
In Nevada?
It's a little bit different in that there is no
Jesus.
Zoom. And so, but this court, with the blessing of technology in this new building, have the ability to call in one room system to the other.
he's
That
about
is
to real
why
quick.
We're
Give me
able
one
to
second.
see and when appropriately hear him when unmuted. And then there are the 4 camera angles that are presently from this courtroom. I have the camera in the other courtroom on a single camera since he's the only individual in there. This court has, in essence, extended this courtroom to the neighboring courtroom. While there is ample evidence in the record, not only through the proceedings up to this point, but this morning alone, that through his conduct, he has forfeited his right to be present. I'd also make a finding that he is appearing from that courtroom, and that because of the audio and visual equipment and system that we have in place, that it is the functional equivalent of being present in this courtroom. This court has relied repeatedly on Illinois versus Allen. I've read portions of that case into the record. I don't intend to go through that at length here today, other than to indicate that trial judges that are confronted with disruptive, contemptuous, stubbornly.
Hey,
defiant
Anita, how are you
defendants
doing
must be given
today?
sufficient discretion to meet the circumstances of each
Never told us
case.
about
No
jobs.
one formula exists for maintaining the appropriate courtroom atmosphere will be best in all situations. And in that case, there were at least 3 constitutionally permissible ways for a trial judge to handle a stubbornly defiant defendant, which this court would find Mr. Brooks squarely has become and has demonstrated over the course of these last few days. One option is to bind and gag him. I've already talked about at a previous hearing why I choose not to do that. Cite him for contempt. I choose not to do that either. The third is to take him out of the courtroom until he promises to conduct himself properly. Mr. Brooks today, of course, showed up in court from the jail in his jail attire. He does that by his choice. I gave him the opportunity to go back to the jail to put on his suit and tie or other street clothes. He refused to answer that.
Okay, I don't know anything about him. Let's read this article really quick. Plus. Oh God, so many ads. All right, here we go. Damn, I can't believe this man is 39 years old. His life in crime started 22 years ago when he was 17 years old. Next 2 decades, Brooks would proceed to wreak havoc across 3 states. Convictions of abusing his partners, R-word, and impregnating a teenager, and consistent streak of other violent crimes. A review of his history patched together from court documents, criminal records, interviews, public records reveals all the way long not a single society safety net caught him until it was too late. Brooks was 11 years old when he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and depression while growing up in the inner city of Milwaukee without his father. He was admitted to a mental hospital at 12, attempted the S word numerous times in his early years after losing his grandmother and watching his father A-word his mom, a paper said. I didn't have a father growing up, so my mom was stuck raising me and my older sister. We went on welfare most of the time. Brooks wrote in a 2007 letter to a judge. Dad, alcoholic, was very A to my mom. My father's dad was an alcoholic. I grew up in the inner city full of drugs and P-word. Sorry, we have to be very Disney with this shit because sometimes YouTube is they overreact to stuff like this. Brooks claims in a letter that his mother, a Christian woman with Southern roots, steered him away from trouble in the streets. Despite her best efforts, he would go on to follow in his father's footsteps. Does he have siblings? He eventually became an addict, a habitual domestic A-word, prone to violence and threats, and used a vehicle. So he's done this before as a weapon on numerous occasions. Brooks lamented to the judge in 2007 letter that he knew what it was like to have your own flesh and blood walk out on you. I mean, I'm not surprised. and claimed that he wanted to give his kids what he never had, a father, which he ended up not doing. But by then, Brooks was already abandoned his firstborn son before the child was 3 months old. The kid's mother said that he disappeared. I've done all this on my own to raise the child by myself. I mean, you know what? She dodged a bullet. You don't want this man in your household. The woman initiated a paternity case in Waukesha County for failure to pay for child support that is still ongoing to this day. A year after Brooks was charged with his first felony in 1999 at age 17 for substantial battery intending bodily harm, he was given 3 years probation. Okay. He soon found himself tangled in law once again, being hit with a misdemeanor charge in 2002 and 2003 over separate incidents. In 2005, he moved to Reno, Nevada in a bid for fresh start, but within a year, he was impregnated. He was charged with a statutory S-word seduction, contributing to the delinquency of a minor after he R-worded and impregnated a teen girl who he claims that told him that she was 18 at the time. Well, if he R-worded, it doesn't matter how old she was. He settled the case by pleading guilty, but was ordered not to contact the victim, a requirement but repeatedly violated by calling the teen using a stolen phone card, confronting her at a bus stop, landing him back in jail where he served just 129 days. Wait, how much was he sentenced initially for this? As a result of the conviction, Brooks was forced to register as a SO in the state, and during his time behind bars, he participated in a documentary, Crystal Darkness. Oh, this is a documentary you guys are talking about. He told the filmmaker about his struggles with methamphetamines and his failures as a father. I thought I would be a wonderful father, the greatest dad ever. I'm going to give him everything that I didn't have. Then it's like reality set in. You actually become the drug. No, you're just a piece of shit. Needham told the Post he recalled Brooks seemed very genuine in his desire to turn his life around. We interviewed people who K-word and other really bad stuff, and now they're reaping the consequences from that. It was very sad, but with Brooks, I felt he definitely had remorse, and I think he felt bad about the decisions he has made to land him where he was. Needham said over the years he would sometimes get updates on the inmates he reviewed, but he lost track of Brooks, and he said he was shocked to hear he was a suspect connected to the tragedy, parade tragedy. Escalating violence. Between 2009 and 2011, Brooks was in and out of jail for a series of crimes, including resisting or obstructing an officer, strangulation, suffocation. During 2011 bus, he was charged for restricting or obstructing an officer for the second time when he was pulled over for not wearing a seatbelt. During a traffic stop, the Milwaukee police officer jumped into Brooks' car, fearing he was about to be run over. As Brooks began to steer away, the officer was talking to him. The officer got in the car and wrestled the control of the steering wheel. Eventually, the officer stopped the car, removed the keys as Brooks ran off. He was later found hiding in the children's playhouse on the same block. Was taken into custody. Oh my God, that's so fucking embarrassing. 2016, Brooks was busted again for failing to register as an SO. July 2020, he fired a gun at his nephew. What? He fired a gun at his nephew during a fight over a cell phone. So he does have siblings. Najee Brooks told police he got into a friend's car following the dispute and was driving away when his uncle walked to the front yard with a gun and fired one shot at them. Officer soon found Brooks with a stolen Beretta, a clear plastic baggie with methamphetamine pills inside. He was charged with 2 counts of second-degree reckless endangering safety and use of dangerous weapons, was ordered to stay away from the nephew and his mother. In a victim impact statement, the nephew wrote that the encounter made me come to the conclusion this man wasn't family or kin to me. Good. Brooks was facing 10 years behind bars. Oh, great. What was he serving? So this is when? Well, he only served like a couple years? The heaviest sentence he faced so far, but when the court was unable to guarantee him a speedy trial due to the backlog of cases, oh shit. COVID-19 delays, he was released in 2021 on a $500 bail. From there, Brooks went to Georgia where he was arrested for misdemeanor with designation of family violence over the 3 months after he got out of jail, prosecutors said. The final straw. Following Brooks' troubles in Georgia, he made his way back to Wisconsin where his penchant for violence bubbled up again while he was staying at the American Inn Hotel with his ex-girlfriend. Brooks allegedly A-worded the woman, knocked her cell phone out of her hand, and then went after her in his Ford Escape after she fled. He caught up with her at a BP gas station after a half mile from the motel, demanded she get in his car, court records allege. When she refused, he struck her in the face and ran her over, and then leaving the woman swelling to her lip and dry blood in his face. Jesus. The ex-girlfriend later told cops that Brooks had allegedly threatened to K her on multiple occasions had previously tried to C-word her, was jealous, controlling. Brooks denied the allegations, suggested the police the woman made them up because she was drunk. He ended up being charged with reckless endangering safety, bailing jump, battery, disorderly conduct, but was given an inappropriate low bail of $1,000, leaving him to wreak havoc on Christmas. 3 weeks later, around 4:35 that Sunday, the police department was alerted to another domestic disturbance involving Brooks and his ex-girlfriend. By the time the cops responded, it was too late. As Brooks desperately drove away from the school, he barreled towards the parade, smashed at the barricades, plowed to the revelers and marchers celebrating the annual event with no emotion in his face. So this is what caused him to do it. He had like a fight with his ex-girlfriend and he kind of just went berserk. Oh, youngest being 8-year-old victim. Oh my God, it's so sad. There are not words to describe the risk that the defendant presents to our community. Jesus. Why was he given so many chances? Not only flight risk, but the dangers that he presents, his history of violence. Okay, all right. I was just curious because I don't know anything about this fucking dude. Jesus.
Question. This court will continue with this trial as I have previous courtroom, including Mr. Brooks himself. Then he may come back in. It's also my intention to give him that opportunity.
Did he take off his shirt in response to like
again,
him not wanting to wear a suit or some shit?
Preliminary stage prior to the
Ugh, okay. Judge pleasantly surprised by Brooks' legal analysis. Brooks refuses re-entry to the courtroom and was treated for bruises, finger cut. What do you got, a paper cut or something?
I did advise the sheriff's department to let Mr. Brooks know, to ask him on my behalf if he wanted to come back into this courtroom. My understanding is he declined.
No, that is not accurate, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks?
The reason.
Mr. Brooks?
I was just wanting.
Hold on, I'm going to mute you for a second unless you stop and listen to me.
I just heard what you said, but
I'm not asking for a response, sir.
Did he get like a paper cut or something?
Okay, you're interrupting. Hold on. You're interrupting me, sir. I wasn't looking for a response. I'm happy to ask you the question myself on the record for you to answer it. I will give you the opportunity to come back into
Go,
this
Judge
courtroom.
Jennifer.
You have demonstrated that you can make cogent, coherent, articulate arguments on the record. You just did that. You've been respectful for the time being. I will ask you, sir, do you want to come back into this courtroom? You've been unmuted to answer that question.
Not until I can receive medical treatment for the bruise that I have on my arm and the cut. You just said a while ago on the record that you cannot see blood. That's because I wiped it on my pants and you can still see the blood in the cut and a big bruise right here on my arm. I was told that the nurse would be coming in to see me.
Like tattoo or bruise?
She's going to come at the next recess, which we just took. I know it was technical difficulties why you called the recess, but that was more than enough time for me to at least be seen, at least get the cut cleaned out and get it bandaged, at least at minimum that, and for somebody to look at this bruise. That was my position on why I was not yet ready to come back into the
Bro, this dude is crying because of a fucking bruise on his arm and a fucking finger cut. A finger cut? Are you serious? You'll be fine. You're not going to die.
court because I feel like this needs to be addressed.
All right, Mr. Brooks, I understand your request. I'm denying the request to take an adjournment.
Hi, Danielle.
Break at this time.
I'm not asking for a break. I didn't ask for a break. I was just saying that at the time that there was the technical difficulty recess, before you even called that, Your Honor.
The what? The technical difficulty recess?
At that time. But then when you called the recess for the technical difficulty, I was then told that I would have to wait until another recess to be able to be seen by the nurse, which my thing was, I
Mr.
wanted
Brooks,
to
you
get
made
seen
your
by the
record,
nurse.
okay?
Yo, this is so fucked up. Darrell Brooks questions his ex-girlfriend. I saw a thumbnail of it was like something about a father who was accused of either murder or abuse or something like that. And the father questioned his own son in trial. And the son was also being abused by the father as well, if I remember correctly. I don't know. It seems really, really sad. I can't imagine being a victim and then being questioned by your damn abuser. Ugh.
I don't need you to go further with that. You've made your record. I'm going to mute you.
And it's already hard enough with being on, like having to appear at court, you know, giving your side of the story, reliving your trauma all over again. Shit.
being, I want you to be aware, sir, I was advised regarding the cut, the bruise is new information. I made a determination that you would be seen at the next appropriate.
Bro, I don't see a bruise. I see like some stars or something in his tattoo.
Break. From my perspective, a small cut and a
Also, how do you treat a bruise? What the fuck do you do with a bruise? Put some ice on it? It doesn't look like it's swelling.
bruise is not going to hold up the start of bringing the jurors in and advising them of the preliminary jury instructions. If that means the next break we take is for lunch, and that's when you are seen, then that's what will happen. So I don't think I've overlooked anything, Attorney Opper, but anything you had on your list.
Nothing else on my list, but we want to give Mr. Brooks one more opportunity to change out of his orange jail uniform. Excuse me.
That I would give him an opportunity to do.
Right,
Brooks,
badge
would you like to
lady?
go back and change into
Oh,
your
bag
uniform?
lady.
It has
Bag
nothing
lady.
whatsoever, and it will not change, as it is my right to come into court how I would like to. Just like I should be awarded the right to be present for every proceedings in this trial.
All right, I'm muting him again. I note your
Okay,
objection.
next. Dude, they're trying to do you a favor by giving you an option to wear a damn suit instead of wearing orange.
Or for even a minute. There need not be any appreciable time between the formation of the intent and the act. The intent to kill may be formed at any time before the act, including the instant before the act, and must continue to exist at the time.
Wait, why does he have the objection? Why? Well, Judge Jennifer Dorrell instructed the jury a muted Darrell Brooks held up an objection sign in a separate courtroom. Why?
You must answer the following question. Yes.
What was he objecting to?
First degree that both potential
Just the whole entire jury instruction?
Sasha Gilchrist, under circumstances which show utter disregard for human life. And
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This guy's obviously just trying to look for attention. That's basically what it is. He's an attention seeker.
Dangerous weapon, contrary to section 941.30 sub 1, 939.50 sub 3 sub F, and 939.63 sub 1 sub B of the Wisconsin number 21 for human life, and while using a dangerous weapon, contrary to section 941.30 sub 1, 939.50 sub 3.
Like maybe his goal was to be like a fucking like famous internet meme or something. I don't know. This is just this is just ridiculous. Claims that female juror flipped him. Okay, more man-child shit. Let's go.
Okay. We'll make sure you have copies of the filings as well, so you know what.
Wait, when does he start wearing his suit then?
At least addressed in some fashion. But I know
Erica was questioned by him. He was asked.
Go ahead, sir.
I noticed that one of the jurors, the lady in the black that's closest to the screen in that corner chair over there, I recognized her from my initial appearance. She flipped me off coming in to my initial appearance and coming out. I know it's her for a fact. I've seen her about like how I'm looking at you right now, so I know for a fact that's her. I don't want that to end up being an issue. Is this some type of way that could be addressed by Your Honor?
Mr. Brooks, you had an opportunity to exercise preemptory strikes and even to question jurors about that. You chose not to.
Aw, see, if only you had a lawyer. If only you had a lawyer who knew how to do lawyer things, they would have probably addressed it for you. But you know what? You decided to represent yourself.
So at this point, any
Sucks
issues
for
have with
you.
jurors waived.
Okay. I was present in the courtroom. I couldn't see.
Go,
All I could
Judge.
see from that courtroom in there is just you, Your Honor, and the prosecution's table. I can't even see the bailiffs. So it was no way for me to even see who the jury was. Obviously, I wouldn't know them by name. If I would have been able to see the jurors, I would have immediately addressed that.
I will make.
The case you're talking about is when the father, Kay, the mom, and daughter. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it was really sad that the father got to question his own son. I don't know. I can't imagine what the son was going through.
Make this one indulgence.
Did that trial end already, or is it still ongoing?
I'll have the civilian bailiff ask that juror if she was in attendance at your initial appearance out of an abundance of caution. These are jurors, though, who with the jury questionnaires were also asked what knowledge they had about proceedings they watched or even attended. And no one, to my knowledge, has disclosed anything like that, but out of an abundance of caution, we will ask that juror if she was in attendance at your initial appearance. So for now, that's how I'll address it. I'll advise you of what her answer is later. Do you know the number of the jurors, sir? They have numbers.
I just know I can't see the number from here. I just know the chair she was sitting in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Opening statements?
Placed at each intersection for security and safety purposes. Once we've got that established, we're going to move into the first chapter of this story, and you're going to hear about the origin of Mr. Brooks' rage that day. A violent domestic argument with Erica Patterson. his former girlfriend and the mother of his child. Erica Patterson is going to testify
Is she the mother of the infant, the 8 months old?
either today or tomorrow, hopefully today. She's going to tell you that in November of 2021, she was staying at the Women's Center, which is a shelter here in Waukesha. And on the day in question, November 21st of 2021,
Oh, it's pronounced Waukesha. I was saying Waukesha.
the defendant
Waukesha.
showed up in Waukesha in his red Ford Escape that she knew he drove, and he argued with her, and he harassed her, and he punched her in the face. And the thing about a swollen eye is it's tough to fake.
Why is he shaking his head? They have pictures of the swollen eye.
You're going to hear evidence about how after, well, let me back up. You're going to hear evidence about how the defendant took Erica Patterson all over town that afternoon, from Frame Park, across the river, up Barstow Hill, back down to Frame Park. And at some point, after she was struck, after she
Does anyone in chat know how old Erica is?
Erica called her friends because she needed help, and she had no one else to call.
Wait, she's the mother of the 15-year-old? Wait, she looks really young. How old is Erica?
One of those friends is Corey Runkle. You're going to hear from Corey on the witness stand in this trial.
Wait, really? The son was adopted by the detective who worked. Wait, what? Erica's 32. She looks so young. I thought she was like in her early 20s.
Corey's going to say that she was Erica's roommate at the Women's Center. She had known Erica for a few weeks and they had grown close. And when she got the call from Erica that Erica needed help, Corey immediately responded to help. And she ended up finding Erica and Daryl Brooks in front of the White Rock School. If we go back, the White Rock School is on White Rock Avenue. It's on near the top right portion of the map. It's just south of Frame Park. And Corey is going to talk about how she found Erica and the defendant at this location, and she got into both a physical and a verbal altercation with Mr. Brooks. That altercation is captured on surveillance video, 2 surveillance videos actually. You're going to see both of them. You're going to see how the defendant was reacting that day. You're going to see what he looked like, what he was wearing, the red Ford Escape that he was driving.
Is he like having fun or something? He's just like, sitting there, just swinging his chair back and forth.
How the defendant reacted once Erica's friends showed up and he lost his physical advantage over a woman. Erica and Corey will also testify that at some point during this scuffle, the police were called. And you're going to see a separate video, squad video, from the responding officer that shows just down the block there was a marked squad car with its lights flashing, marking the entrance to the parade. Something that people in front of White Rock School would have seen. So the evidence is going to show that the defendant must have known.
Oh my God, this is annoying the fuck out of me. Listen to a little bit of this.
Describe how you were going down the hill.
Walking downhill.
And how was he going down the hill?
Driving.
The red Ford Escape?
Yes.
Okay. What happened next?
He just followed me all the way to the park.
Okay.
He tried to take my phone from me at the light going down the hill, and he just kept following me and arguing with me out the window.
Do you recall being near a gas station while this argument was happening?
Yes. Yes.
Hold on. Overruled, she may answer, and the answer she provided may stand.
Yes. It was right at the light. The gas station on the, that's a gas station on the left, and then Walgreens is towards the right.
And do you remember what was being said at the gas station?
I do not remember.
What happened when you got past the gas station?
I kept walking, and he was still following me.
Did you at any point attempt to contact anybody for help?
No, just Corey, but towards the Frame Park. That's when I called her, when I got closer to them.
Did she answer?
Yes.
What did you say?
I said, he just hit me, and I said, I need you to meet me, and that's when she met me.
Where did you go?
I walked past Frame Park, and I went, I met Corey, and I got into his car, and then got back.
I get the subtitles on. I should help.
When you say his car, you're talking about who?
Sorry, the audio is really low. I have everything on like max.
And were you familiar with White Rock School at the time? Did you ever been there before?
No.
You just know that from talking about this afterwards?
Yes.
What happened when you got to White Rock School?
That's when because I got there, got back in his car, talked to him,
surveillance footage?
Corey had met. She snatched me out of the way because he swerved his car when he made a U-turn, and then that's when he got out of the car, and they were arguing, and he hit her in her face, and then I think she pushed him back. I don't recall. And then I was trying to split them up at the time. After that, we just kept walking and went to the women's shelter.
Wait, there's another person?
Madam Clerk, could we please have the state's rear table projected for the witness?
Yes.
I move Exhibit 4 into evidence and request permission to publish.
Any objections?
Yes, we haven't even played the video. How do we know what's even in the video at this point? Can we see the video before it is admitted into evidence?
Your objection is noted. The foundation has been laid. Exhibit 4 is received. And permission to publish is granted.
Is that his car?
Actually, can we pause quick? Paused at 1:04. And just to clarify, Ms. Patterson, we're going to watch portions of the video. We're not going to talk while it's playing. And then when it's paused, I'll ask.
Oh, that's her, I think. In the blue.
Let's pause.
Me.
Okay. And we saw a red SUV, right?
Yes.
Who was driving that SUV?
That's her again, walking the other way. Oh shit, that's him right there.
At 4 minutes and 17 seconds. The two people who just entered the screen from the right, do you know who they are?
Corey and Nick.
Do you know which is which?
Corey's on the left, Nick's on the right.
Let's resume playing.
Is he out of his car at this point? See her walking. Oh, he gets out of his car. Like, I can barely see anything though. It looks like they're definitely fighting. What was he doing? He was just like riding his car back and forth, like harassing his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. Yeah, you can't really see much. It's just conveniently right behind the
You were there.
the school sign.
What was happening during that portion of the video we just watched?
Corey and Mr. Brooks were arguing, and that's when he pushed her in her face, and she, I don't recall what she did back, and then that's when he drove off. One of them, I think it was Nick, called the police, and that's when he drove off.
Do you remember what Nick said when he called the police?
I believe Nick said he had a knife, if I recall, but he didn't have one, but that's what Nick said on the phone.
When you say he, who are you talking about?
Daryl Brooks.
Okay. And you didn't see Mr. Brooks with a knife that day?
No.
What about Nick? Did you see him with a knife?
No.
Yeah, the audio was like
No.
really, really low.
And we can stop it there.
Two people were
6
running.
minutes and 54 seconds. What did we see in that clip, Ms. Patterson?
I walked away from Corey and Nick because I was mad, because me and her started arguing after that, because she was mad that I even met up with Mr. Brooks.
Okay.
And then she was running after me.
Do you know the direction that you were walking there?
Straight. And then...
That's fair. Well,
sorry.
confusing.
I'm sorry. It really is. I'm sorry.
Towards downtown or away from?
Towards downtown. Sorry.
And where did you go after you walked off the screen here?
I just kept walking until they followed me, and then we made a left. I'm not sure which street it was, but we made a left. We didn't know. Yeah. We just made a left turn and went.
Jesus. And then I guess we're gonna see some footages of him questioning her. Cross-examines of ex-girlfriend.
That day, were you with anyone else besides those two that you just named?
Mr. Brooks, you.
What about the alleged incident on the 20th?
I left with Miss Corey, and then she went a whole different direction, and I went to Frame Park and met up with Mr. Brooks.
This is babysitter right there, the bailiff.
For those days that you cite, the 20th or the 21st?
The 20th.
Hold on. Mr. Brooks, under 90611, I'm stopping this cross-examination. You've asked the same question, multiple questions, multiple times, and
you don't know what you're doing.
I'm going to declare that the opportunity to cross is now concluded.
I didn't know that was the same question, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks, it's been asked and answered multiple times. So with that, I'm going to turn to the state to see if they have any redirect.
How long were they? Maybe 40 minutes right here?
No.
Jeez, this sucks that she has to be cross-examined by him.
All right, thank you.
Marks or anything to entice the argument to escalate?
No.
So you didn't say anything at all during your 30 minutes with the alleged defendant?
No, because I was crying the whole time because Mr. Brooks was yelling at me, arguing with me.
So you said absolutely nothing at all?
I was crying the whole time.
Did you say anything?
No.
A few more.
No.
A few more questions.
Yo, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. This is so sad. Seriously, waste of people's time. Oh no, hold on a second. Hello? You froze? cry in court. This man knows how to shed a tear. I don't know if I believe that.
So that the test result could be obtained and if necessary by reasonable force. It's my understanding there was some type of situation or altercation between Mr. Brooks and the deputies. Ultimately, though, I think he was taken into the bullpen. He was brought back out, but it was very clear to me that he was upset. I think understandably so, but I needed to make a record of what was being done, including that I have obtained the test result. So there's an accurate record in this case related to the motion that was raised previously by Mr. Brooks. I want Mr. Brooks to know that I am not
he was upset and yelling about his constitutional rights being violated after an outburst during the morning court break. He appeared to cry and wipe away. Do we see it? I don't know. I can't imagine this guy crying and wiping away his tears. All right, let's see. Look.
Responsive and articulate objections. He was able to elicit information from the witnesses regarding either their memory, their credibility, and other things. Generally speaking, he's been able to competently represent himself and provide, again, solid cross-examination this morning. So I'm going to give him an opportunity to hopefully settle back in. And
is he crying because this is the only time that someone's has actually complimented something about him?
To come back here when we
saying that he's competent.
Lunch. So with that, we are in recess. Probably come back at 1 o'clock. Since it's only 11:30 and we'll take the full 90 minutes for lunch today. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you.
All an act. He cries out of frustration because he couldn't manipulate the court and get his ways. I mean, I think just like a child, just because you cry doesn't mean you have emotions as well. It could just be because you're just like throwing a fucking tantrum and things aren't going your way. And the only way you can do is just like cry it out. You don't know how to control your emotions and shit. He turned around and tried to run over Erica drove downtown. He cries out of frustration. All an act. Recap. There's a lot of videos. Oh, that's Elvis Presley's daughter? Oh, shit. I just watched the Elvis Presley movie recently. Yesterday. Apologize to the judge? Really? Him apologizing?
But I would like to bring the jury out.
Don't expect that.
Mr. Brooks, I need to turn to you first and see if there's any issues you believe the court should address.
Very briefly. I just want to state this for the record that I would like to issue the court an apology for me in regards to my actions last week during the trial. I just want the court to understand it's very emotional right now, not only for just the whole situation of the trial. The family's here to have to go through, everything that's going to be involved with the trial, but also my family as well and myself is very, very emotional. But not to excuse my actions, I should carry myself with better respect than that. I wasn't raised that way. And I owe you, Your Honor, in the court an apology. And I'm going to stand up as a man and tell the whole court and you, Your Honor, that I apologize to the bailiffs, that I apologize for my actions. Like I said, that's not how I was raised. I come from a Christian background. My mother did not raise me that way. She did not raise me, to act out of frustration and irritation and anger. And
that's what he's been doing his entire fucking life.
Everybody to know that I apologize for my actions. And I'm going to try my best to, whatever happens, to conduct myself with respect and with respect to the court. And I just wanted y'all to know that the prosecution, judge, bailiffs, clerks, reporters, everybody.
All right, so he apologizes, but then we see another outbreak. Let's go.
Be seated.
I just can't help himself.
Mr. Brooks, before I have you question this witness any further, it sounds like to me that you are attempting to offer through this witness the statements made by Mr. Lascano. If that is what you are trying to do, you may not do that. You will have to call Mr. Lascano as a witness if you so choose, if he's on your witness list. But that your questions are seeking to elicit hearsay from this witness. That's why I had the jury removed so I could.
Oh, he did that before?
My ruling and why I'm going to direct you.
I didn't know about that.
Witness.
I didn't see it in the report or in the article.
I'm reading directly from his report.
She was? Oh, I didn't even see that.
It's not. You need Mr. Lascano here to say what he told this officer. If you are attempting to offer it for the truth of the matter asserted, which is what I believe you are doing. You're attempting to establish the veracity of something Mr. Lascano either said or didn't say through another witness. That is hearsay.
So it's not hearsay for the prosecutor to bring up?
I'm not going to talk about other rulings. There's been an objection by the state, and I'm sustaining the objection, and I'm directing you not to ask this witness questions that would call for this witness to say what Mr. Lascano said. That is hearsay. That is textbook hearsay, Mr. Brooks.
I don't think it's fair for me to object to hearsay from the prosecution about along the lines of the same type of thing.
I'm not going to have a debate on what may have come in previously. I know you've made a number of hearsay objections, many of which the answers that were being provided were not hearsay, but go from there. All right, Madam Clerk, from the jury out, please.
Clear bias. Clear bias.
Mr. Brooks, I understand you may disagree with the...
being called that name. For the record, again, I'm here as a third-party intervener on behalf of my client. I don't know why that's not understood by now.
And he said he wasn't raised that way. I don't know his family background and history, but there are people who go through like traumatic childhood that don't do this. They don't act like this. They don't kill people. This guy just has issues. Look at the other side. Like slam dunk. All right, now what? He goes on a 50-minute rant in court. Why is he allowed to talk for 50 minutes? Why?
I'm not sure what the terminology for that is, but that's how I would take it. If that's a subpoena.
No, that's not a subpoena. The subpoena is when you actually get the subpoena paperwork by mail, or I don't.
Mr. Brooks, you need to ask a question.
Can I get to it, Your Honor?
No, because you're trying to define something which would be testifying, which you cannot do at this time. So the jury will disregard his last comment, but go ahead and ask a question of this witness.
Something else. Wow.
Mr. Brooks, that was inappropriate.
Is he one of the victims?
Questions for this witness? Please ask them. Would like to get through one more witness, but I want to take a short comfort break for everyone, so I'll rise for the jury. Thank you.
What is he whispering underneath his breath?
Mr. Brooks, not now.
Not allowed to.
Not now. The jury is in this courtroom, and you will show respect for them and for this court.
Respect for them would
Mr.
be
Brooks,
telling them the truth.
stop. I'm putting you on notice that you are on the verge of this court creating a curative instruction about your frivolous arguments. I will not have you claim legitimacy for what are debunked, frivolous, sovereign arguments.
Then
that is why
prove it.
your questions
Prove it.
are being
Prove that it's
objected
frivolous.
to,
Prove
and
that it's
why
frivolous. Prove it.
all the cases that we've already referenced, sir. We are in recess. We'll be back
And
in
prove
5
it.
minutes. Thank you, everyone.
And goodbye. The apology doesn't do shit. Here's the thing. Don't apologize for something if your actions aren't going to prove it after the fact. Okay? There's no point in apologizing if you're not going to live up to your apology and change. No point apologizing. No point at all. Who is you? What the fuck is this?
Okay. Thank you, sir. I don't have any other questions.
Do you recall giving a statement to Officer Probst?
I don't know his name, but I talked to an officer.
And you did talk to an officer that night?
I talked to an officer on the phone. I did not talk to an officer that night. I mean, on the phone I did, but not in person.
So it was a conversation on the non-emergency line. Would that be fair to say?
It was on the non-emergency line. I actually confirmed
Can't confirm. My childhood trauma didn't turn me into a serial K-word.
it after I called to make sure I was on the non-emergency line.
Do you recall the description that you gave at that time?
I do. Well, my best of my knowledge was that you were either black, Latino, or mixed.
Who's you?
Well, you have to let him answer the question first.
Oh, was this the guy that he knocked on the door? The one with the ring footage? Is this the guy? The guy's house?
Another one. Go ahead with the description you provided that night.
I said that the individual was either black, mixed, or Latino.
So it would be fair to say you didn't know at the time?
I was giving a general description.
So it would be fair to say that you weren't sure?
I was positive that was positive it was you.
Who was you?
You. I'm looking at you.
And how did you come to that conclusion, the you conclusion?
I'm looking at you.
How did you come to that conclusion? Did you?
What conclusion? Can you restate the question?
You're saying that you gave a description on the non-emergency phone line, correct?
It was on a non-emergency line.
So it would be fair to say at that time you had no name or knowledge of who the person was in your backyard. Would that be fair to say?
I had no idea who you were.
And so how can you say how can you say you then if you had no idea?
I'm looking at you. You were the guy.
He was at the parade.
And how did you come to that conclusion?
You and I were standing in the same yard looking at each other.
What the fuck is his questioning? You're just gonna keep going in circles and just waste time?
No, I had no idea who you were.
Interesting. Did you recall giving a description of approximately 5 feet 9 and 160 pounds?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, or would that be accurate?
I didn't have a tape measure out. It was just a guesstimate.
Would it be fair to say that, since you keep identifying me as you, would it be fair to say that I'm not 5'9" nor 160 pounds?
You have shoes on or off right now?
Would it be fair to say that I'm not 5'9", 160 pounds?
If you take shoes off and step out of them, they could have a better.
I'm not going to have them do that, but if you're able to answer the question, do you agree?
I'd have to be standing next to him. That's what I made my judgment from. We were about 2 feet from each other.
Does it look like I'm 5'9"?
I don't know. We were a lot closer.
Does it look like I'm 160 pounds?
Objection.
Grounds.
It's irrelevant as to his appearance today.
I feel so bad for this guy. He does not need to deal with this piece of shit. Another witness?
How were you able to, well, strike that? You were walking back to Aries Industries, that's where you had parked, right?
Correct.
What was your route or your path that you took?
We continued.
Witness testified that he approached her and her husband asking to use the phone. I'm not going to hurt you, Brooks said to the witness and husband.
Straight on West Avenue until we got to Elizabeth Street and then took a right on.
Will you identify me, please?
Mr. Brooks, please unmask and look at the witness. Sir, would you please unmask and look at the witness? Thank you.
Write something down.
All right, thank you. Just want to make sure you heard me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that the gentleman you encountered on the street that you're describing for us, ma'am?
Yes, it is.
Did Mr. Brooks speak to you in any way?
Objection. I do not consent to being called that name.
You may answer.
Yes, he did.
What did he say?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
He asked if either of us had a phone that he could use. And we said, we hesitated because...
Oh yeah, so what's up with the name thing? Why does he want to be called Mr. Brooks?
It was strange. It was a strange encounter. And after what we just witnessed at the parade, I think we were both pretty much on edge at that point. So
I'm sorry to interrupt you. When you're referring to we, who are you referring to?
Sorry, my husband and I.
Okay.
That's when he was running after ditching
So
the
he answered the
vehicle.
phone.
Correct.
Yeah, I
Kind of
figured.
pause.
Yep.
And then what'd you do?
And then
Overruled. Go ahead, you may answer.
his next words were, "I'm not going to hurt you. I just need to use your phone." And that's when I gave him my phone.
Okay.
Oh hell no! These you worked 2 times. I wouldn't have answered the door. I wouldn't have given the phone. I would be like, nope, I don't have my phone with me.
Overruled. She may answer.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Did you see him use your phone in some way?
Yes, I did.
What did you see him do?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
Who did he have to call anyways?
Could you hear when Mr. Brooks turn his attention to you and ask a question to you as he was still on the phone?
Objection. I don't consent to being called that name.
Go ahead and answer.
He asked for the address where we were located at the time.
What did you tell him?
I did not know the address, so I asked my husband what the address was, and he provided the answer.
Okay. And again, you're very close to your husband's workplace.
We were actually in the parking lot at that time.
Okay. I'm gonna, well, let me ask you this. At some point, did he...
Does he want to be referred to as that?
Overruled. You may answer.
Yes, he did.
And what happened then?
He said that he
Also, using someone's account to call an Uber, they have to pay for it.
was freezing, and he asked if I knew of any place that he could go warm up. So my husband directed him towards the lobby of Aries.
Okay. Did he return your phone? Did he return your phone to you?
Yes, he did.
Okay. And
Listen, he hasn't been special all his damn life. He's trying to find ways to be special now.
you see,
Gain attention.
if he left your presence,
Gain
when
notoriety.
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
He went up to the lobby.
you saw that.
Yes.
Okay. Where did you go?
We were pretty on edge at that point.
If jurors do not comply with these rules, it could result in a new trial involving additional time and significant expense to the parties and the taxpayers. You are to
I hope the jurors weren't sequestered for this bullshit.
decide the case solely on the evidence offered and received at trial. With that, you are excused for the evening. We'll see you tomorrow morning. All rise for the jurors, please.
Like everything about him, just attention seeking. Oh, Mr. Brooks, why did you do that? Why would you do that? He just wants attention for every little thing that he does. Called his mom to order an Uber, so he wants his mom to be an accomplice too. I think he's trying so hard. He probably wants a movie to be made after him. Am I in a movie? Shocked by the visit from FBI. Patient judge blows up, kicks Brooks out for her.
It was broken.
Objection, leading, speculative.
Overruled as to both the witness may answer.
T. Yes.
And you had torn ligaments?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
Oh, we have some footages in the
Yes.
Okay, we'll have to spend a different day doing that. We have some footages of the interrogation. Very interested to watch that.
And were those both in the same leg?
Objection, leading.
T.
Sorry,
Yes.
overruled. If we just wait when there's an objection.
Normally you can tell the strategy the subject's going for. Yeah, they usually go for like the insanity defense. They go for the I'm innocent defense. They go for, pivoting the story defense. They go for, let's try to get a mistrial. Like, I don't know. This guy's just, I think he's just basically, everything's just on the whim of his emotions. He can't control his emotions. He can't control his outbursts. So he's just going along with however he feels that day.
I'm overruling it. It's relevant. It's not leading. The witness's answers may stand.
Yeah, you overrule every objection.
And the jury will disregard the additional commentary made by Mr. Brooks at this time.
Additional misconduct at his findings.
And which leg was that, sir?
Objection, action answered.
Overruled. You may answer.
El pie izquierdo. My left leg.
Did you have to have surgery on that leg?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
T. Yes.
Just one?
Dos. Two.
That's not gonna work either.
Mr. Brooks, you are advised to stop with the commentary.
He's like mumbling.
You called this witness. I'm going to take a break right now and excuse the jury and this witness.
All right.
What you're doing is judicial misconduct. It's judicial misconduct. But you don't want the jury to hear the truth. That's not fair to the jury. They have a right to hear everything.
I don't know, man.
Sit here and let you fix
This
it.
shit is so annoying. It's just like the disruptions, ongoing disruptions.
So is that standard procedure to not tell a person why they're being detained?
Well, we did not tell you. That's incorrect, and it's misleading to the court. You were informed you were being detained for prowling, loitering, disorderly conduct of that nature.
Is that the same as...
Can I finish, please? I just didn't bring out the parade part.
Nice.
Why not?
As I stated in earlier testimony, it was very fluid and chaotic, and a lot of information wasn't yet known, so I was waiting to receive more information.
Did you state in your early testimony if that was standard procedure or not?
It's standard.
So with every detainee that you've ever detained during your career, 18 years, right?
Yes.
It's standard procedure to not tell someone being detained what they're detained for.
As I stated in my earlier testimony, Mr. Brooks, I explained to you were detained for prowling and loitering and disorderly conduct. Based on the lack of information on the parade, that was not brought up. So what I can clarify for the court at this point is that in situations where so limited information exists early on, it is standard not to convey that information to suspects.
And what do you mean by it's standard?
Wait, so what happens if the person representing themselves wants to put themselves up on the stand? How does that work?
I mean that I don't tell them because I don't have all the facts yet.
How does that work? Does anyone know?
Necessarily accuse them before I
he did try
know
insanity?
the nature of what they did or didn't do exactly pertaining to that incident.
No, he's competent. He's a fucking moron, but he's competent.
One last time, Mr. Brooks, do you have a position on the
Can I
state's
go over the document, please?
Oh,
Can I do
God,
that,
your
Honor?
mic. God, your mic. Your mic
May I do
sucks.
that?
Yeah, your mic sucks.
For the record, may I do that? It seemed like the same thing that was there yesterday.
It's not. There are some changes.
What changes?
Reference
It's
to
the same.
the-
It's the same document. That
Reference
was
to
accepted for value,
the-
returned for value yesterday. The same document.
It's not the same. The changes were put on the record verbally by the state. It's taking out reference to Sallyport of the Waukesha County Jail, referring to it simply as a garage attached to the Waukesha County Courthouse. Those would be in the first two paragraphs. I believe the rest is the same.
So it was a couple words changed.
That's my understanding.
So it's the same document.
Let me know when you're finished reviewing it, and
I don't have to review the same document that was reviewed yesterday, accepted the value in return for value yesterday.
Right, then let me ask you this, sir. Do you have a position on the proposed instruction from the state?
It's essentially the same document. What was the significance of the change? What's the significance?
Wait, this guy's he was trying to be a rapper? Math Boy Fly? Disrupting?
Garage, Sallyport, what is the relevancy of what it's called?
State want to put on the record again the basis for the changes you made.
Your Honor, to my way of thinking, it is beneficial to the defendant. It removes any reference to Sallyport, which some may recognize as being part of the Waukesha County Jail. It removes reference to the jail itself.
He was interviewed and assessed by 4. Why did he have 4? They all deemed him competent. Why the fuck was he given access to 4 different mental health professionals? Yeah, this is still 1 month ago. Oh my god, this is crap. Okay, 3 minutes.
I'm going to caution you, sir.
Do you understand what I was saying?
During multiple times during the questioning of that witness, you were mumbling under your breath. You say disparaging remarks toward the court, toward the witness, or toward the process.
So if it was disparaging, what did I say?
Sir, you say things like it's not fair, or you make noises that suggest like you're disgusted with the ruling that is made.
So you're assuming what I mean by that, and when did I say
Mr.
it
Brooks,
wasn't
I'm
fair?
just making a record because
Yeah, but
it's
you're
important
making an incorrect record.
It's important that you demonstrate courtesy and decorum through these proceedings, and that you give respect to the witnesses who are testifying in the process.
Did the witness feel disrespected? Did the witness say anything about feeling
Mr. Brooks,
disrespected?
I'm not
Yeah, they probably do.
back and forth with you because first
They
of all,
don't have to say something like that. They probably do.
mischaracterization of my observations, number one. And
Yeah, but
number
your
two, it's my
observations are
job-
incorrect.
It's
If
my job to ensure that the
What witness would it feel disrespected by having a fucking man mumbling shit under his breath?
under
And they're the one that ran your damn foot over.
and that there's the effective presentation, and I'll just refer you to that once again. I'll read it into the record.
need to read.
Oh, they didn't none diagnosed him with bipolar. Oh, he was diagnosed with antisocial and narcissistic personality disorder. Is that what he was diagnosed with, Toots?
Under
You need to read
906,
it. Just make sure that you make a
the
correct
judge shall
record.
exercise
Don't
reasonable
lie on the
control over the mode and order of interrogating witnesses and presenting
This is
evidence so
gonna
as
get
to do
addressed
all of
every
the
time.
following. Make the interrogation and presentation
Every time.
effective for the ascertainment of truth, avoid needless consumption of time, protect witnesses from harassment or undue embarrassment. Sub 2 talks about the scope of cross-examination. Sub 3 talks about leading questions, and when leading questions may be used to develop the witness's testimony. So with that, we'll take our break. I'll start the 15 minutes. It's 3:13. We are in recess. Thank you. Go ahead.
I did actually take note of when the court overruled one of Mr. Brooks' objections, his response was, stop trying to be slick.
Yeah, I did say that.
So just for the record, I thought that was very disrespectful.
Thank you. I would agree.
Judge, can we discuss scheduling at some point as well, either now or on the
We'll
return?
come back.
Why wasn't that addressed right when it happened?
Honestly, Mr. Brooks, I'm really trying hard not
Because
to
that's
highlight
the
your
definition of trying to be
misconduct
slick.
during the trial. I'm trying my best here to
I don't see
frankly
that.
minimize
I don't
pointing
see
those
it.
things out to the jury and instead pointing
don't
them
see it.
out outside the presence of the
It
jury.
really fucking sucks when you're like at your job and you're like dealing with someone that's really fucking annoying and you just can't go off on them because you have to like exercise professionalism, decorum. This whole thing is being televised, so she has to make sure she's like perfect for everything. So there's no oh, what the hell? You can do this? Wait, what just happened? How did we do that?
I did actually take note of.
Wait, how did I do that?
The court overruled one of stop trying to be slick.
How did that pop up? Do you guys know? Hey, you two people. How did I just do that?
So just for the record, I thought that was very disrespectful.
Thank you. I would agree.
I pressed something
at some point as
and it
well, either
popped
now or
up.
on the return.
I wanted to come back. That was so
addressed,
cool. I didn't know you could do that. It's like frame by frame.
Right when it happened.
Trying hard not
Because
to
that's-
highlight
What did I press? What
That's
did I
the
press?
definition of trying to be slick.
during the trial. I'm trying my
I don't know what I pressed.
best here to
I don't see
frankly
that.
minimize
I don't
pointing
see
those
it.
things out to the jury and instead pointing
don't
them
see
out outside the presence of the jury. You may have noticed I've even started to say I'd remind
Pull
the
up
jurors that the
precise.
comments of the
Oh
parties
shit! How
or
do I
the
pull
attorneys are
up?
not evidence so as to
Oh, you pull. Oh my. Oh shit! I know you can do this. Oh wow, we learned something new today. Pull up for the thumb. Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know you can do this. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm amazed.
best here to
I don't see
frankly
that.
minimize
I don't
pointing
see
those
it.
things out to the jury and instead pointing
don't
them
see it.
out outside the presence of the jury. You may have noticed I've even started to say I'd remind the jurors that the comments of the parties or the attorneys are not evidence so as to cast a broad brush and not simply highlight your conduct.
I haven't noticed anything, and I don't
But all right, we're in
refer-
recess.
What
Thank you.
conduct you referring to? If you're gonna be biased, then somebody.
All right, guys, we gotta take a break from this. I don't think I can watch this till the very whatever's the updated now, because I think we're like there's a lot. This is a lot, and we're not. I don't think we're even at the craziest of it. We got some tantrums, we got some crying, some yelling, some pointing, some angry faces, some hands up, some. There's a lot to handle. There's a lot to take. And I feel so bad for the people who were a part of this trial. I feel bad for the victims families, that they have to watch this, the jury. Like, this is just fucking nonsense. So we're going to take a little break from this because my mind is going to explode before the holidays. Okay, I don't want my mind to die right now. Had to deal with Amber Heard's ass earlier. Now I got to deal with this guy. Holy shit. He tries to frustrate people into submission. Yeah, just all these manipulation tactics. Oh, God. Okay. Hi, everyone. How are you feeling today? Hello. I'm so glad that I didn't watch this during my vacation in Thailand, during my bout with fucking jet lag. I don't know. It would have been too much. Do we have any happy news to celebrate? Any happy news? Yeah, it's so much. It was hell. We're going to have to continue and circle back on this, okay? We're going to have to... oh, God, there's so many thumbnails. So many. Do we have any good news going on right now? Any wins? Not a long crime. Okay, let me get out a long crime. There's no wins here. So, what is everyone doing for the holidays? What are you guys up to? You guys have anything fun planned? Anything exciting? I love your pants. Thank you. I got these from Thailand. They're so cute. Aren't they so cute? I got these for like $3 in Thailand. I was okay with paying the lady like I think she tried to charge me like $8. I was okay with paying her. No, she was trying to charge me like, oh, maybe it was $10. No, $8. But then my mom bargained like all the way down. Like my mom was like bargaining real hard. So no, I didn't pay $3 for this. I paid like maybe $5 for it. But they're very comfortable. They're very flowy. I like the colors. Cute. So yeah, I typically don't really bargain when I travel because I'm too lazy, and I usually don't mind just paying for it because it's like it's already kind of cheap to us anyways. Yeah, my mom, she was like bargaining real hard. I was like, okay, you do your thing then. Oh man, I miss Thailand so bad. I have a video that's out right now. And I'm gonna work on, well, the video that's out right now, we did like a little food review in Thailand, but I can't wait to the vlog. I want to do like a little travel guide thing, and then I want to do some other stuff. So I'm super excited to work on all that. And then yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have any plans for Black Friday? Any Black Friday sales? Oh, I gotta check to make sure Bed Bath Beyond gave me my credit. They're trying to rip me off, man. They owe me like $50. I got a $50 coupon that said it was going to expire on January of 23. And then I checked back to use my coupon for the Black Friday sale, and it was like, oh, your coupon's gone. I was like, what the hell? Give my coupon back. I'm trying to buy my vacuum. You got a new B-Bird? What is a B-Bird, Data Funk? It's cold. AH already here. Oh, it's cold already here in Montreal. So when I see AH, I think of Amber. I'm in Montreal, but the holiday lights are making it a little bit better. Oh, just drink some hot chocolate. Get that hot chocolate. Okay, so we have 5 more days for the sale. Did I get my thing yet? Come on, Bed Bath Beyond. You're gonna rip me off. Oh, I can buy my vacuum now. I have it in my wallet. Yes! Oh, I'm so excited to buy my vacuum. Yes, 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 yes. You have to look it up. B-Bird. Let's see. It's not no pornographic website, is it? Wait, seriously? B-Bird ear camera cleaning tool, wireless earwax remover. Wait, we were just talking about this a couple months back. Ah! Oh! So you just like stick it in your ear, you can see the camera, and you can see all the gunk in there and like clean it out? Did I get a Hoover? No, I'm getting a Dyson. It's on sale right now for $350. But I have a $65 coupon from Bed Bath Beyond. So, so excited. I got a cute pink jacket. I want a vacuum too. Which one are you getting? It's the Dyson V8 Animal. So it's a cordless vacuum. I really want to get the, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called like the robot something. But that one's like a $1,300. It's one of those things that vacuums and mops for you, and it dispenses its own trash, and you don't have to worry about it for months. So I really wanted to get that, but I do not want to spend the $1,300 price tag. But I think it'll be great to have something that just like does your floors for you, you know? And yeah, but it's too expensive. I'm just waiting for that to go down. Oh, you love your Dyson? Which Dyson do you have? I'm super excited to get the Dyson. I'm like, oh man, the Dyson. I need to get some blackout shades for this window right here, because this window messes with my lighting when there's a little bit of light out. So I want to get some blackout shades, some curtain rods. I want to paint the living room. Dyson ball animal as well. Yay! Yeah, I just really want to get a cordless one. I hate cords. I freaking hate cords. I hate them so much. So I'm super excited. Super excited. Everyone needs a bee bird. Have you ever seen the Chinese ear cleaning method? There's this guy who, there's this white guy who speaks Mandarin and other languages, but he goes to Chinatown and he gets his ear cleaned, and it looks like a torture. It looks like, the way they do it, it looks like they put a needle in your ear and like, You should watch the video though. No, there's a video of her singing. Wait, are you singing like Jodi Arias style singing, or what kind of singing? I don't think I've ever seen a video of her singing. I've heard of her saying that she's never played a guitar before, and then people are posting videos of her playing a guitar in a movie or some sort. Am I gonna show an age video? I don't. You guys want to like get jinxed before you're about to go to bed? I don't know. We okay. It's on YouTube. Oh, I did want to share you guys the Danish girl scene, but I don't want to get hit with copyright. But I did not like Amber Heard's accent in the Danish girl movie. I thought it was way over the top. It's on YouTube. What was she singing? From 2017? What was she singing? Was she trying to win something on American Idol or something? I don't know. Your streamer identifies as the Hoover. Oh. Listen, I'm getting the Dyson and I'm happy. I can't wait. Oh God, do I want to look that up? Wait, Amber Heard. Oh God, look at what pops up when you type in Amber Heard M. You have Amber Heard, Montreal, money donation, monster, money laundering, montage, monologue, money to charity, money problems, money pledge. This one? Are you sure this is it? This is like some fake news shit. Are you stupid? Who edited this? Oh. We're excited about vacuums and freezers. Oh, I want a dead body freezer. Not to put dead bodies in it, but I want one that's considered a dead body freezer, because I need a big one just to put all my like dogs like frozen food in there. This first one. I feel like if we watch this video, we're gonna be cursed for 7 years. Is this a copyright song? For those who didn't know, the song is part of a One More Time with Amber Heard starring Christopher Walken. It was part of her promotion for Premiere. She doesn't sing the song in the movie, but shows she has awesome folk singer's voice, kind of scratchy like Stevie Nicks, in the open mic night scene as well. She did a good job acting in that movie, in my opinion. Her voice is as soothing as her personality. I must admit, I like her voice here. I finished the film. I absolutely love it. The song was a clear standout. Amber's performance was phenomenal. I'd highly recommend it to everyone. Is the movie good? Do you guys recommend it?
What happened here I can't forget. As the dirty snow began, the way the rain on the leaves froze.
I don't know. It just sounds like her voice when she talks.
To Montreal or the barren tree.
Not Stevie Nicks.
This is just as cold. Minneapolis, I'm told.
I don't know. It just sounds like she's just talking, but with like a singing melodic tune. Take it off. I can't. Don't worry. I got you, bag. I got you, bag lady. That's what I told the delivery guys when I danced when they delivered my new refrigerator. Ooh, what refrigerator did you get? What refrigerator did you get? I want to get a new. I need to get a new stove and a new dishwashing machine. Oh my god, my dishwashing machine's like breaking on me. Every time when I open the door, it's like not hooked correctly or something, and so the door falls on my foot, and it fucking hurts. I always giggle when I hear it. Put it as your ringtone. Do it! I dare you. I dare you. I would say, I think I would vote that Jody sounds better than Amber. Amber just sounds like she's just talking, but she's just like, There's a photo montage. No, thank you. I'm good. I'm good on that. It's a note from me, dog. All right, guys. Anyways, I'm going to go eat some dinner, and I'm gonna go eat some dinner, and then maybe I'll go. I might play some Kingdom Hearts 3 on my Twitch account. I might. We'll see. Your fridge beeps at me if the door is open. Oh my god, my microwave is the worst, dude. It's annoying when you leave your fridge open, yes, but there's something about my microwave where it just harasses the shit out of me. It's so freaking annoying. I have to record it for you guys sometimes. The microwave is the worst. You leave it there for like 10 seconds and it starts like blaring at you, and it's the most annoying sound ever. I forgot to record my entire stream, so this might take a couple of days before this ends out on YouTube, because I usually like to kind of like chop it up by subjects and topics and stuff like that. And it takes forever for it to download from YouTube. So yeah, I fucked up. But anyways, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you guys have a happy holiday. For those of you guys who are Americans, happy Thanksgiving. And then, yeah, I don't know. You guys have fun. Enjoy. I will be streaming again this week. So thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys later. If I'm not on YouTube this week, I will be on Twitch, twitch.tv/Corgi-san with 2 A's. And I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you guys have fun. Join the Discord if you haven't already. The link to the Discord is down below. If you have any recommendations on what we should talk about on YouTube, feel free to drop them. The reason why I did the Brooks stuff is because people kept recommending it to me on my Discord. So yeah, if you guys have any recommendations, let me know. Just drop it in the Discord. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you guys had fun. Bye, Gwendolyn. Bye, Spider. Bye, Sum. Bye, E. Bye, Jameson. Bye, Fish. See you guys later. Bye, Marie. I hope you guys have a good night. Ricta, see you later. Ken Weister, Data Funk, and yeah, see you guys a different day.